Um, so we open to tiny baby Lazarus. I'm gonna say 5 years old, something like that. 6.
Okay.
You've been spending the day with your sister Kala, and what have you guys been up to?
So,
Or rather, I should ask, what are you guys into at the moment?
so at the moment we are probably running down little side streets, trying to find ways onto rooftops. Just all in all, just exploring sort of southward in general. Probably mostly Goblin Town because it's got all the interesting smells. And just getting into all sorts of not trouble. Odds are we're playing cops and robbers, if we're being perfectly honest.
Okay. So the two of you are playing cops and robbers when you start to notice that the sun is setting, and you know your dad's going to be home soon. The two of you start rushing home and arrive just a few minutes before your dad does. Hieronymus Wolf. He comes in, clearly very tired from his day, yawning. Kala runs up to him and hugs his leg. Your mother Kaya and your brother Adonis come out from the kitchen and greet him and all that stuff. Kala's just hugging him. He bigs down and he scoops her up. Come here, you! And he looks at all of you. So, tell me, family, what have you all been up to? What have all you kids been up to today? And he sits down in his big chair.
Laz is going to smile real wide, and he's going to say, I caught Kala 3 times. She kept robbing banks.
Kala just sort of gives him a big smile. But I caught Laz 4 times. He kept failing at robbing banks. I see. Lazarus, you need to learn to be a better criminal. And Adonis just goes, I helped in the kitchen. Did you now? Come here, you little scamp. A regular chef already. Gives him a pat on the head.
Weirdo.
Kala says, I beat Lazarus at chess earlier, too. Did you now? Lazarus, we need to work on your chess game, boy. Perhaps after dinner we can play a round or two. Your mother, who's holding a ladle, just sort of bops him on the head. Now hold on there, Hieronymus Wolf. If you think for 1 second I'm going to let you just come and loaf around here, I don't think so. Ha! There's cleaning to be done. You can clean up the streets, but you can't clean up your old home. For God's sakes, woman, I've been out there fighting crime all day. Can't I have a little bit of peace and quiet? You're a fighter of crime? Well, now you're a fighter of grime. She hands him a rag, gives her a big smile. Come here, you minx. You literal minx. He stands up and starts kissing her. Kala winces like a child does when she sees her parents kiss. Like, ew, gross.
Laz kind of flinches and he looks over at Kala. He's like, that's gross. Never doing that. But then he turns when that whole display is all done. It's like, but Mom, can't Dad teach me a little bit more chess tonight?
Your mom taps her foot. If the dishes can get done pretty quickly, I suppose so. Well then, it sounds like we need to hurry up and get dinner started if that's the case. He leans over to the two of you and goes, why don't the two of you go shut the table? The quicker we get that done, the sooner we can all eat. And then, hopefully, chess. Kala gives you a side look, Laz, and she's just backing to it faster than you. She pushes you and then runs into the kitchen.
Laz tries to trip her, but his arm's not long enough, so she gets away faster.
Okay. You guys go bolting into the kitchen. You hear your dad just start to kiss your mom's neck. He's just like, perhaps we should try for a fourth one. Oh, you beast of a man! I don't think so. Now, why don't you get upstairs? You smell of sweat. We'll fade to black from that. Who wants to do a recap?
I can go ahead and do the recap if
Sure.
nobody else is. Okay. So, we opened up with Oz in the room with the whatever tort thing it was that introduced itself as Shar. She talked to him as in her capacity as the goddess of sorrow, and Laz and Izo were trying to get into the room behind him. The others were in that chamber with that weird monster thing, and it was fighting them. So that was fun. They did not. They did all right. They did okay. They survived. We got into the room. Oz was done with his conversation. Shar disappeared, or thing that said it was Shar disappeared. Laz drank some funny-looking wine, and the Zentarum came and cleaned house, and we got away with a bunch of stuff. On the way back, we were all having a conversation about what side Oz's family should join in the coming potential conflict. And we got through the sewer on giant frogs, came up on street level at in Trade Ward. Oz fed the frogs some stuff so that they'll continue to come back so that they can be our friends. And we hauled some loot back to the bar. That's kind of where we left off. Did I miss anything?
No, sorry. I was muted.
One loose end was that key that we found in Greeley's ledger that connects to our basement, we think?
Yes, Les has a book. He's very excited.
Yes.
Greeley's head is that Izo has it, and Izo and Laz are planning to turn it into their people, with the idea that King is going to get it afterwards, and King is intending to follow them. Or go along with them, rather.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, King, Laz, and Izo have gone to handle that. Laz says he knows a guy. As you guys are heading to wherever you're heading, Lazarus makes a quick stop at Badger's pet shop first, then heads on. We cut to, if you can imagine this in your head, a black screen. And slowly we hear music. We hear the tune of, let's go with ELO's Mr. Blue Sky start to play. And then a door opens. There's this sort of metal door opening. And what we see is that the camera is sort of situated inside of a locker. And there is a young woman looking inside. She looks like this. She picks up, or she goes, "Hi, everybody. Did you miss me?" And she reaches down, picks up a big heavy book, a fluid-filled jar, and a cat of some kind. Closes the locker. She goes over to this metal table, sets it down, opens up the book. As the music starts to keep swelling, she goes over to a series of drawers that are built into the wall and starts opening them up to reveal cadavers. We can see she's in some sort of like a coroner's office, some sort of city morgue. And she's just sort of singing along to music in her head as she's going along, opening up these drawers. And as she's about to bust out into, "Hey there, Mr. Blue," she spins around and Laz is right there. Lazarus! Scared the
Sorry.
hell out of me. Sorry. Huh.
Uh,
I'm sorry. What can I do for you?
First, I was in the middle of this, and Laz pulls out a treat, and he sort of sets it on the ground by a table for someone, presumably a pet of some kind.
Mm-hmm. You do so. You hear this, and this cat you see comes out from underneath the table, grabs it, and then very slowly hops up onto the table, lays down, and starts to manipulate it with its paws in such a way that it's like a little mouse toy, and you see it manipulates it in such a way that when it starts to chew on it, it's specifically biting the mouse's head.
Laz gives the cat a little scratch and then very quickly withdraws his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I want to apologize for this right off. Guys, come on in.
Izo, you and King come on in to the room. When you do, you can see this young woman, and you see her cat sitting there on the table. However, her cat is a little strange in that it's a cat made out of the pieces of other cats that have been sewn together. So it's got like half its head is gray, a quarter of its head is calico, another part of it's black, and just like all these different cat pieces sort of sewn together. It looks at you.
Kitty.
Careful with the kitty, Ezo. Last time I got too friendly with it. I accidentally knocked a piece off.
Are you sure that's a cat?
Lazarus, who are your friends? You see, she's got an expression on her face that looks like a deer in headlights, but she has this enormous forced smile.
Lynette, sorry. I kind of need to ask a favor. This is Ezo.
Hi.
Ezo.
Hello there.
Working with me in the Grey Hand. This is a magnificent Catman. He is not important.
I'm incredibly important, but it's probably good that you don't acknowledge my importance right now. If I did, it would be best if you just pretend you never saw me here.
Oh dear, you're almost naked. Okay, and she like blushes and turns around.
But
I was wondering if you could help me with a little bit of an interrogation.
Oh, do you have another body for me?
Ezo just pulls the head out of a pocket.
Oh, okay. It's a big pocket. She takes the head, turns it over, gives a smell. God, this smells terrible. All of you smell terrible. Have you been in a sewer or something?
Yep.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, delightful. I'll set this over here. Okay.
It's been an interesting night, Lynette. Let's just move on.
Yeah, I've only got enough candles, and she'll go over to her bag and start breaking out various ritual components and stuff like that. For one head, I only brought for one head. I was planning on using this person, and she grabs a drawer and pulls it out, and on it you can see there is a corpse of what appears to be a woman, lithe, slender. Her head, however, has been just sort of reduced to this mashed pulp. But sitting on the drawer next to her is, for King, a familiar-looking elf head with the ears cut off and shoved into the mouth. And she picks up that head and sets it on the table next to Greeley's.
Ezo takes a swig of whatever he's just come to quickly from his pocket and kind of hands it over to whoever's closest to him. Kind of like just in shock.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a swig. Quick question. About when did you get that particular head?
This came into the morgue a few hours ago. She says that as she's checking a tag that's attached to it.
Huh, interesting.
Apparently, it was found in Dockward.
I'll bring you some candles for that one later. Where do you get your candles from?
Oh, I have to make them myself. It's okay. I can do it another night. It'll be fine. Anyway. Okay. One speak with dead coming up. She'll excuse me here for a second, and she'll set the candles up. You can see she keeps like eyeing Izo and King out of the corner of her eye, but she keeps doing her work.
Laz kind of motions them to scoot to the side a little bit because he's hoping that if they make themselves small, she'll be a little less intimidated. While she's working, Laz is going to start talking. The woman there, learn anything about that one?
Unfortunately, no. The head's been too thoroughly destroyed. Nothing that the report didn't already confirm. Female elf. She was assaulted for, yeah. But yeah. No, nothing else.
The elf head, is that male?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All
right. She finishes setting it up. At one point, she opens up her book and she starts to look over a few words. The cat stands up, walks over, and then, like an animal that's finally lost its will to live and its strength has just sort of finally faded, plops over onto the book. Now, I'm reading from that. Whatever.
Such a cat.
Izo and King, you guys notice occasionally, like, she's got that book, her various ritual components, and she also has this fluid-filled jar. And inside of it, you could see occasionally stirring and moving on its own is what appears to be a human kidney.
Izo taps on the glass.
As soon as you tap on it, the kidney slams against the side, and there's a little bit of circular, like a vessel and tissue still connected to it that you can see it animates and was like trying to like grab you with that.
Izo jumps back.
Mm-hmm. Please,
it's irritable.
But please be careful with him. He's delicate.
He does have a name.
Squish. She grabs the jar and turns it around, and you can see she's actually drawn a face on the other side of the jar, like a smiley face.
Please tell me
Izo
it has a mustache.
Yes.
Of course.
Izo just takes another swig of whatever he pulled out of his pocket and I think realizes that flask is empty because he's been taking swigs from it the whole time and fumbles for another one, a new flask to pull out of his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Lazarus, are you sure about this?
I wish the circumstances were different, but we're kind of running low on time.
Oh, okay. Now, the two of you may see a few things that are going to disturb you. I assure you, however, it is all completely natural and within the laws of magic. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. And she'll put a candle on the head, light it, say a few words, and after a second or two, Greeley's eyes flutter open.
Laz is going to make sure that he and King and Izo are out of the line of sight of the head.
Okay.
And he's going to scrawl something on a piece of paper, and he's going to offer it to Lynette.
Okay.
What did you just hand her?
First question.
Who's there? I hear someone. Don't worry about any of them. And she'll open up the note. What do you want to ask?
This one is going to be. This one's going to be why the Zents are moving towards war now while they're fractured.
She reads it off. Greeley's head contemplates for a second. I'm not a Zent, I wouldn't know. But from what I understand, they're pretty well equipped for war these days. You're a cutie, you know. You know, I've had girls even cuter than you before in my employ. That's lovely. Lazarus, do you have another question?
Would Laz be able to have her make a statement to see if he could coax more out of this question?
No, Greeley can only answer the question.
Okay. Okay. Then he will hand her his next question, which is going to be, what preparations has the guild been making for war?
How many of these do you have? Do I get one? Did you come pre-prepared with a bunch of pre-prepared questions?
Laz is gonna shush King.
I hear someone.
He's
you
literally
can't
going to
fool me.
Should I have made a survey for this?
For your question, Laz, Greeley goes, weapons, armaments, spell components. I've sold it all.
Sorry, I meant to ask this before I handed the question over. If the question is just a one question thing. So, for example, if he wanted to ask about what preparations are the Zents and the guild making for war, that wouldn't work.
That would work. I'd say that would work.
Okay, then he would write that. Sorry.
Okay. So he says, he says all that stuff for the Zents. And for the guild, he'll say, I guess it'd be, a lot of metal, a lot of wire, a lot of weird stuff. Glass, mechanical stuff. Also information.
Laz is going to scratch out a question and he's going to write a new one and he's going to hand it over to Lynette. What kind of information have you been selling to the guild?
Locations of Zint hideouts, safe houses, stuff like that. King is struggling to say something underneath your hand.
Clamps the paw down there.
I expect nothing less.
All right. Fourth question he's going to ask. He's going to.
Can a guy get anything to eat around here? No, hush, you're dead. Wait, I'm dead?
Laz is going to gesticulate wildly with his free hand. Don't say that.
Don't worry, he's fine. He's already forgotten it, haven't you? Forgot what? See?
All right, he'll hand over his fourth question, which is, what is the distribution? Sorry, trying to figure out how I would word this. From start to finish, what is the distribution cycle for the thrill? How is it distributed into the city, basically?
On wagons.
It's not from start to finish. Laz is going to glare at the head. Scratch out his last question. And hesitate for a second. And
Hey,
then,
doll, why don't you fetch me a drink? I am not a doll.
and
Lazarus,
then
could you
hand it
please
over
hurry
to
this up?
Lynette. And then hand the question over. It is, what is this stone that everybody's after?
He goes, from what I hear, it's something that the Xanathar lost. Something he liked a lot. The Zent stole it. Talk about Butterfingers, am I right? Now they want it back. And his face suddenly goes slack. She just looks down at it. You've been a very rude person. She takes the candle off, and his face just slumps back to death.
Laz is going to look to Lynette. I'm sorry for this too. He's going to grab the heaviest implement that she has in the lab, and he's going to smash the jaw off of the rest of the skull.
What the heck are you doing?
Tosses the head to King. There.
Thank you. I mean, I would have liked to chat with them. I'm just shaking his head in front of me. Like, how are you today? Hello. What's your birth name? See, I could ask questions too. But seriously, though, thank you very much.
The spell's not working anymore. She keeps trying to interject and stopping.
Can we go?
Lynette, don't worry about it. Izo, King, you guys step outside for a second.
Yeah, definitely.
Just real
Ezo
quick.
bustles out, pushing King in front of him. Go.
I was gonna ask for a bag.
A bag?
I didn't carry this thing.
Take my satchel! She says, take my satchel, and she covers her mouth. King grabs it on the way out. Oh boy, why did I say that?
Thank you.
I can try to get that back for you if you want.
Yeah, just return it whenever. This is great. Thank you for the toy for Patches. Patches looks up, turns its head around really slowly, 180 degrees. Head snaps back around with a click. Starts chewing on the toy again.
Hey, Patches. No problem.
Your friends are very nice and mostly naked.
Yeah, he doesn't really believe in clothing. But again, hopefully this won't be a regular thing. If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, totally.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Don't be a stranger as you're stepping out. I'll just be here.
Laz is actually going to turn to her and give her one last take care of yourself and be careful before he steps out.
As soon as the door closes behind her, or behind you, she just turns around. Oh, what nice people. She turns the jar around so she can look at the face and sets the cat aside. Okay, time to go to work, boys. Mr. Blue Sky starts up again. So you guys are done with that. Are you separating from here, or are you going back to the bar, or what?
Would Tenafel still be up and like at her little place I met her before?
Most of the
Probably be,
times
like,
you've seen her, she
midnight.
seems to be. Yeah, it's about midnight now, and most of the times you've seen her, she seems to be a bit of a night owl. So yeah, there's a strong possibility she's still up and about.
Okay, yeah, we'll probably. All right, well, thank you two for the assistance, and I have to say, I'm actually kind of surprised you made good on the deal. I appreciate it, I really do.
King, I made you a promise.
And I know what kind of muscle Tanavast can bring to bear. If she was threatening people, she definitely has the wherewithal to go forward with it.
I really do.
Just
Good.
don't do anything stupid.
I'll do my best, but I'm gonna
No,
keep.
you won't.
That's right. I should not have tried to lie to you. But
Les will actually smirk at that.
But even though I won't promise to not do anything stupid. I will promise that I'm going to remember that you two helped me when you didn't have to. I will see you in the morning, and I'm going to. Is it more than an hour walk from here to Tanavast, please?
Probably yeah.
An hour. Okay. I'll go ahead and do.
Probably right about an hour. Yeah.
Okay. I'll cast invisibility on myself and just kind of start making my way down there.
Okay. Vivi, Oz, and Jim Heim. So you guys stayed at the bar. Did you guys plan on doing anything in particular before you go to bed?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to talk to Oz just for a moment. Oz, good chap. Please let me. I just made this picture of mimosa. Please, you need your vitamins after a night like tonight, and I'll just pour a glass for Vivi and myself and Oz.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, is it breakfast? Not really. It's like 5 in the morning.
Well, no, but it was a taxing night. I think we all need a little bit of vitamins.
Okay, yeah, I'm just
But anyway,
Oh yeah, right.
good shit. Good
Yeah,
shit.
vitamins stuff.
anyway.
Don't screw.
And as I'll sip my mimosa. Oz, you really killed that fucker tonight, huh?
Oh, yep, he's dead. Fuck him. Hated that guy.
Yeah, that, I'm just a bit... You chased that little guy so far away. You could have died so easily, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, could you have died? It was so close, I feel.
Man, it was nothing.
But my question is to you,
Yeah, what's up?
this friend of yours, he's dead. He's gone. What? Why? Why do you risk your own life? Someone you can't even help him.
Well, to be honest, because I was fucking mad. And I just wanted revenge.
Oh.
Did I say in that fucking bit of rage, did I say who that was that died? It was my cousin.
I can't
I think you did.
imagine you would do something for someone who's not even here anymore. Like, it confuses me. Like, I mean, so here's my point. Okay, during your friendship or your family ship, I don't know, I've never really had family that love was not a part of my family. So your friendship, right? That you have love for someone.
Wait. Listen, don't gloss over that. What do you mean you never had anyone in your family that loved you?
Well, my mother maybe, but she died when I was young.
What about the rest of you? Cousins? Second
Yeah.
cousins?
I have a small family. Your family.
Third cousins?
Let me tell you, no, your family is no. Most families are not that big. That is a bit,
Cousins
but
class
at least
removed.
for us humans.
Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of true, I guess. I never really thought about it like that.
Yes, humans, we have small families, right? Very small. And so you, like 3 of your family don't like you, and suddenly your whole family doesn't like you. You know, for you, it's like 3 is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's nothing. I got like 50 of them.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true.
But anyway, let's back to the point. You're like, okay, so you loved him. I get that. I love people.
Yeah.
Sure, love is great. But now he's dead. So his love is not going to help you anymore. So what's the point? Why do you kill
Back
for him?
off, fucking bud, dude. I had memories with this guy. He was my best friend for like years. Don't you have a best friend that you die for?
Well, but once they're gone, my point is yes, I have.
Yeah, but
and
you're gonna fucking fuck up the guy who killed them, wouldn't you? Or her.
suppose. But when it risks my life, that's I just don't. That's tough.
I've been wanting to kill this guy fucking forever. And now I got a chance? Of course I'm gonna take it.
Okay, let me... Vivi, I'm sorry to, touch a wound, maybe. But, I mean... Let's say Vivian had somebody who was responsible for her disappearance. What would you do?
Oh, I'd fuck him up.
What if fucking them up hurts you, though?
I mean, yeah, that'd be a very specific, I guess, situation. I don't know how.
I don't know. It doesn't seem that specific to me. I feel like revenge, in my experience, it seems like people get hurt. So what's the point?
I mean, I'd have to think of a situation where me killing this person I'm getting vengeance on would hurt me. To make me not do it.
God, you're always so fucking literal.
Jim, don't you feel like you're a part of something greater than yourself?
No, I'm the greatest thing I know. Certainly.
Well, that's not how I run, Jem. I'm a part of my family. I've always been a part of my family. And even when I wasn't a part of my family, I was still a part of my family. And, we stick together. And if this motherfucker is gonna come to our family and fuck us up, I'm gonna make a message that no one can fuck with my family. There's something greater than me, and that is them. And if someone touches them, I'm gonna fuck them up back.
Well, the reason I'll be transparent, the reason I'm asking is I recently learned that my mother somehow loved my family. But she was much better than them and greater than them. But somehow she felt I think she felt what you feel. But I don't understand it. It just doesn't make sense to me. This.
I mean, what's your purpose, man? What are you fighting for?
Well, just to, have a good time is what I guess my line would be. But when I think about it a little deeper, maybe it's just to be great.
To be greater than what? Like, I'm a part of something, And I can't let them down. I think I've realized that now more than ever.
I think that when I first met you and when I first met these folks, greatness was surely not what was on my mind. I mean, maybe my own greatness by comparison. But I think that when Izo died, it made me realize maybe just a sliver of what you're speaking of. Because I somehow felt less for him being gone. I felt less in me.
Yeah. It's called being more than yourself, you know?
Well, I think I need to get stoned after this conversation, and then I'll just kiss Oz and Vivi on the head and chug the last of my mimosa.
Like scramble.
Do you got some what drugs?
I'll just sip them.
I mean, do I have drugs? Yes.
Well, who am I kidding? I bought a sack from you yesterday, and I'll pull out
Wait,
my.
didn't you like grab a bunch from that stash in the sewer?
Yeah, there are all kinds of goodies.
So yeah, I assume we did just barely take
fuck yeah.
showers and we're clean in our pajamas.
Yeah, we
I'm
got like.
assuming you guys didn't just sit there like reeking of sewer.
Yeah. This was this was a post bath mimosa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's either in pajamas or you're all in the tub together with rubber duckies floating around.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And I think the three
I'm
small
just seeing
people.
the scene from High Noon where they're just in the bathtub doing drinking games.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to me about it. You know, it eats at me a little bit, and to be honest, it just makes me a little scared.
You know, Jim, I'm sure you're gonna find someone. Maybe it'll be this group, maybe it won't. But I'm sure you're gonna find something that's, you know, greater than you are, and you're gonna stick to it. It's gonna give you meaning. Otherwise, you're just gonna be, you know,
A turd.
just hanging around. I think that's no fun.
Well, I appreciate your insight. Now let's light this up, and I'll start smoking the drugs.
Okay.
Just don't blow that in my face.
We'll cut to, because the music is so appropriate for it, we'll cut to King. So, King, you head down to Tanavast's bar of choice, the Blue Horseshoe.
Before I
Learn
walk in, I
that-
make sure to cast presentation on myself to undo the sewer odor probably like 3 times.
Okay, that combined with the rain, the constant heavy rainfall you've been dealing with, is probably sufficient. But when you get to the bar, you learn Tanavast is not there. She's at a warehouse on the docks. You can head down to that point. Let me take a look here. And when you... Oh, that's not right. Sorry. When you get down to that warehouse, which is... it's really more of a boathouse, I should say. Let's take a look here. Where are you? There you are. Okay, I'll need this here in a second. When you get in there, you find Tanavast and 2 of her underlings. One of them you've met before. It is Nazca Urgray. That is the dwarf with a crossbow hand.
Oh joy!
Yeah, he's there along with that Kinku with the markings on his beak. All the scratches. It's the 3 of them and a 4th gentleman who you can see is currently tied to a chair, and the Kinku is smearing a bunch of what looks to be chum on his face. You can smell it from the doorway. Just reeks of fish and rotten blood. Just like smearing a bunch on his face. He's like screaming and coughing and damn near vomiting from the smell as he sort of wipes it on him. Tanavast is sitting on a crate very nonchalantly, and she goes, "Now tell me, where is the safe house? I know there's one down here on the docks. Where is the Zentarum safe house? Your little friend Davil Starsong's been seen going in and out of it, or down into the docks. I know that there's got to be a reason. Where is it?" The guy coughs up some vomit from the stench of the chum on him, and he just goes, "Fuck you, bitch." Fuck me indeed. Oh, King, so good to see you.
Likewise, I see I've interrupted some business. Carry on.
Certainly. Thank you. She'll turn back to the gentleman. Stand up. Last chance. Safe house. Where is it? I told you, whatever you can do to me, the boss will do worse than it. Will do twice as worse than that. The true Zentarum doesn't give up. The true Zentarum will rise. And then you and Davil and all of them are gonna be sorry. Just wait till the commander gets a hold of you. Yes, yes, yes. I've heard it all before. Let's see how the real Zentarum, or let's see how the true Zentarum handles this. And she'll put her foot on his chair and knock him over onto his side. Nazca, would you be so kind? Nazca drags a barrel over and dumps it. And when he does, hundreds of these dark green crabs with sort of gold flecks of gold fall out of it. They chitter and click a little bit, and then, drawn by the scent of that chum, start crawling over to that guy's face. They start scuttling over it, and using their claws, they go and like they're trying to eat chum, but they start clicking and snipping off bits of his flesh as he does. And the guy starts to scream as crabs start to eat his face. She turns back to you, King. Cold water scarab crabs. They're not very tasty, but I find I can use them for things. So, what can I do you for?
Well,
What can
I
I do?
have completed some business we have previously discussed. I'm not sure if you would show you the goods in front of our companions here, or if that is, something you're okay with. I'll let you make that choice, of course.
There are no secrets. No secrets between me and my my black bosses.
Beautiful. I just wanted to make sure just in case. And I'm going to put the satchel with Greeley's head.
Oh, wonderful. And she'll reach over, take it delicately from you, looks at it. Good job. She'll
But-
hand it to Rook. Rook, would you be so kind? Rook walks over, dips it into the bucket of chum, and throws it over by the crabs, who will scuttle over it and start devouring it. The head just starts to the flesh gets ripped from it. And the skull just sort of after the constant wear and tear and trauma it's suffered just starts to collapse and break apart. It seems like all she really wanted was to make sure that there's proof that Greeley's dead. Also that there's now no way of animating that head anymore.
Beautiful.
So, I believe a reward is due. And she will open up she'll like take out her bag, and she will, let's see, where are you, King? She'll pull out those gems. So you've got the blue one, the purple one, the green one, and the black one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, here, I'll show them. Boop. Yeah. And green one. Oh. And the black one. There you go.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna take, considering I was so close to the beautiful sea, I'll take the blue perfect star.
Okay. You obtain the blue perfect star. She'll take the other gems back. Exactly.
And I actually just thought of another favor I could do for you. If I would be so bold.
Go ahead.
I couldn't help but overhear a little bit of that interrogation. You said that Dapple's Star Song is disappearing in Dockwood? You think it was tied to a safe house event?
Yes, we believe that there's a safe house somewhere in the docks. Why, do you think you can find it?
I might have seen something that could arouse my suspicions.
Really now? Go on.
Why, I was in the area the other day. I happened to see him, actually, and I decided to follow him just to, see if I could glean any information. We walked into a certain bait shop, and when I went in to pursue, he was gone. So
And this bait shop would be...
Kyle, the player, does not remember the name of this bait shop.
Trouts.
It would be Trouts.
She nods. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know
So you
for sure this is the safe house, but 2 and 2 together, high likelihood.
I should say so. Well. Okay. I have a proposition for you, King. I want you to check out this place. See if it is a safe house. If there is, see if there's any useful information we can extract from it. I would go myself, or I'd send one of these 2 fine gentlemen, but we're known within the ranks of the guild, and I worry that they might cut and run if they see us lurking around. But you're such a clever person, I suspect you can accomplish this feat very easily, yes?
Of course.
Fantastic. So, find the safe house, find any information, and once you're done with it, she thinks for a second. The guy behind you, suddenly his screams pick up. They reach a new cadence as you see that the crabs have worked their way through his cheek and are now attacking his tongue.
What was that gentleman's name?
Oh, I don't even know.
I don't even know. Was it Trouts? They can save us some time, maybe.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Either way,
Yeah.
find the safe house, find any information, and when you're done, burn it down.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And I have one other matter I want to discuss that was fairly interesting about my encounter with Greeley.
Go ahead.
And I'd like it to be just you and I, if possible. If not, I understand. So, Greeley was actually accompanied by a few guild thugs protecting him.
Was he now?
Yes, and I managed to find out who he had hired them from.
And?
Radomir.
Oh, that idiot. Huh. She'll clasp her hands behind her back and turn around, turn her back to you so she's watching the guy get eaten by crabs. And you have a question for me, I assume?
I was just curious of if you sent me to take care of Greeley, I was surprised to find other guild members there ready to defend him.
You probably shouldn't be. Greeley was a two-timer. I suspect he made a deal with made a deal of some kind, and oh wait, hang on, she doesn't know about the thing with the Zentarum. Okay, so she'll say, I suspect he had some sort of deal with them to eliminate Zentarum. He's always been one to cut deals with the guild or the Zents or whoever it favored him. It's what made him so useful and incredibly annoying back in the bad old days. But
I see.
but
It was a shame that I had to make sure they're all dead.
But I assume you're wondering why I would tell you to do something, and then the guild would be working against that.
Precisely. Just making sure if Radomir might have some, unfaithful tendencies to him. Making sure that, if there's any risk of that it was known.
The head of Trade Ward is a monster, but he's not an idiot. No, I don't think that. What I suspect is that there is what I suspect is that he didn't. He's not as effective at his job as he'd like to think he is. You know why I wanted Greeley dead? Because there's about to be a crackdown.
Oh,
Or at least there's a push to be a crackdown. I, being captain of the guard of the watch down here in Darkward, am privy to this information. And I decided I'd get the drop on the Black Staff and all those other nobles and rich folk. All those other people in the government who are looking to cause trouble for us. So I went ahead and eliminated a liability.
makes complete sense.
Indeed. One of the many advantages of being both captain of the watch and ward boss. It's just one of the many features that gives me the edge amongst all the others. And
What an edge you have.
it's part of the reason why you're such a lucky boy.
I will admit, when I first met you, I was not the biggest fan of your style, but after working with you a bit, I really am seeing this side of you that I can definitely appreciate.
Is that a deception-worthy role or what? I'll leave it to you.
I'll go ahead and roll it. Why not? I'll
Okay.
2 inspiration somehow. I'll go and burn one of those on that.
Okay.
A butter wrap, I might as well make it worth it.
Fine. Good. I was worried I was worried that you resented me, King.
At first I did, but that's just kind of one of the things about a working relationship. You start to see the perspective on things, start to see what really matters.
Good. I'm glad that the worst days, or I should hope at least, that our worst days are behind us.
Insane here.
Do you know what makes an effective leader, King?
Oh, my father managed to tell me all the time about the many different things that make an effective leader. I'm fairly sure I didn't listen to any of them, so I'm curious to hear what you say.
Some people think that it's important for a ruler to be loved. However, men love at their pleasure. They fear, however, at your pleasure. Fear is a very powerful tool. However, even that isn't really what a good leader needs. What a leader needs is competence. Love is no barrier at all, and fear has a tendency to backfire. But if the trains run on time, if law and order is established, if everything works the way it should, and in a predictable and understandable manner, then you would be surprised what people are willing to put up with. Take, for example, me. I know I can be a little harsh sometimes, but at the same time, everyone knows that I am, in my own way, fair. Do what you're told to do. Do it the way I tell you to do it. And not only will you not be punished, you will be handsomely rewarded. Competence, King. Competence is the line. Well, it's the line that separates us from them. And she'll point to the now very still man being eaten by crabs. I am competent. I am very good at what I do. And I expect the people around me to be good at what they do. In doing so, we become indispensable. And that's the best job security there is. You're lucky to be working with me.
I believe I am. It was
Good.
pleasant to talk to you.
I agree. Have a good night, King.
And to you as well. And as you as well, Noska and Rook. We'll see each other again. Actually, I don't know his name yet. I just don't know handout name.
Yeah. She just goes. You've heard her. Yeah, you've heard her referring to him as Rook.
And Rook, and I'll see you again sometime, I'm sure. Wish you all good night.
You start to walk away. She tells Nazca to throw the corpse into the water. And as you grab a hold of the door, King, and are heading your way out, you just hear, "Majesty, please, I'm sorry." Ah! Followed by.
I stand by the door real still and just kind of slowly turn back. And I give Rook a very, very toothy smile. You're just a riot. Have a good night.
Rook, don't provoke him. Rook gets very still as she gives him an icy glare. Good night, King.
And to you as well.
So we'll cut back to... Okay, so Laz and Izo, you guys go to the bar, or you guys are heading back to the bar. Izo, you wanted to break off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a scene with Radomir. I just want to tell him everything I know.
Okay, yeah. You head down there. First, Laz, are you planning on trying to go back to Southward? I should remind you that it's pouring down rain.
Yeah. Laz is still gonna try to get down to Southward.
Okay. So Izo, you head down to Dead Still Distillery. You can meet with Radomir. And what exactly are you telling him? Or is it just a general rundown?
I want to tell him everything that happened with Greeley, about who always wanted us to do things. It was Tanavas, the Harpers, and the Blackstaff. I wanted to tell him that I'm working on, because I'm sure he knows that things are not going well. I'm sure he's aware of the pressure that's being put on the Blue Blood. That I'm working on recruiting them, or helping convince them to join, to pick our side, essentially. What else? There's something else. I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, he thanks you, claps you on the shoulder. He'll probably pay you for this information. 50 gold.
Woo!
And as he's bidding you goodnight, he's down in his basement when you're asking him about this. And when you're done, he'll grab a hold of one of those big sliding doors that you see on like a cattle car and pull it aside. And you can see that in the room behind him, there's a guy on what looks to be an operating table. It's some sort of operating table, but it can swivel. So he's laying face down and it's at an angle. You could see there's been a line painted along his back. And there is a gentleman wearing a full-length, leather smock, these big, long, black rubber gloves, and a leather mask with these... it looks essentially like a gas mask with these big black lenses, and a bag on the front that expands and contracts rhythmically. He's, going over some tools. He grabs some sort of weird jar. You hear, something in the jar squeal as the door closes behind him.
Whew. All right. Izo shivers a little bit and gets the fuck out of there.
Okay. It's been a rough night for Izo.
Yeah. Going home, gonna keep drinking, gonna pass out.
Yep. Laz, give me a Constitution save.
Alrighty.
Okay, yeah. So you get to the bar, you get changed up, you get washed up, and you're finally starting to feel your finger, the tips of your fingers again and all that stuff, because you've been walking around in late October heavy rain. after having trounced through a sewer and been out in it all day. And the fire in here is just so nice. You head for the door. And you're like, maybe a drink for the road. Yeah, just a drink for the road. You sit down in a seat with your drink. Nurse it for a little bit. And I'm going to say with a 6, you just sort of pass out at the table from the drink and the comfort and the warmth and all that stuff.
A nice mug full of mimosa at your side.
Yeah.
Being
Okay.
early as hell, but it's so nice.
We give him a blanket.
Let's see, Vivi. So we cut to young Vivi, young Vivian, Jim, and Osvaldo visiting the city museum. It's run by the Church of Ogma. They've got an exhibit of skeletons of dinosaurs from Chult on display. So the girls are there admiring them, and Vivian's busy taking sketches of bones and stuff like that, and she keeps remarking on basically the biomechanics of this thing. And how it must move, because she's trying to figure out if you guys wanted to make a robot version of this, where would you have to put the emphasis on joints and pistons and stuff like that.
I'm trying to touch all of the bones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time you try to, there's this really snooty attendant who's just no touching. Slaps your hand.
Gemheim says, "These creatures, whoa, the potential for entertainment. Yes, let's get them. We'll put them in a park somewhere, and people will go on tours. It's phenomenal. I love this idea. Yes.
Yeah, we could have giant versions of these robots and make a whole freaking tourist district. Yes, Gemheim, you're a genius.
I can see it now. We could create some sort of a park with robot versions of these, but we cover them in skin and we pass them off as real. It could be some sort of animatronic park of some kind. Maybe with a ride or something. I could see. This would be fantastic.
We could call it
Brilliant.
Chultastic Park.
Vivian's just maybe we can workshop that name.
That's okay. I'm okay
Sounds
with that.
pretty brandable to me.
Chultastic Park.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We could make 3 whole plays out of it, and then a couple of years later, make a reboot
Yeah.
play out of it.
Get the new hot actor and put him in it. Well,
Obviously,
we
that's what
digress.
we mean.
Vivian, are you writing this down? Write this down.
I'm getting this down too. She's got 1 page for sketches. The other page is for workshop ideas for Chultastic Park. She's already made a prototype sketch of the logo, stuff like that. Osvaldo is he's admiring the skeletons. He is occasionally eyeing the girls, and then he starts to cough. Starts having this really severe coughing fit.
oh, come
Yeah,
on now, Osvaldo. You're embarrassing us. Keep it down.
He coughs up some blood.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Ozzy, you need a drink? Where's the water fountain? Do you have a water fountain here?
I don't. Yeah, the water fountain. Yeah, let's get some water. And he'll head over to get some water. As he does, he sort of he swallows it, but he still has this really far away look in his eyes, and he turns back to all of you, and he's just something's wrong.
I mean, you take it easy. I mean, we could go back if you need to.
Yeah, come on, let's head back. Come on, guys. and Vivian will take Jim, or take Osvaldo by the arm and start leading him. They get a few steps ahead of the two of you, and then Osvaldo's like, "No, something else is wrong. What is it?" Stops. He looks back over his shoulder. "All right. I forgot. I died." And when he says that, you can see blood just starts to pour out of the corner of his mouth. His eyes roll back in his head. They collapse inside of his skull. The flesh on his bones grows pale, thin, shrunken. You can see he just starts to wither in front of you. His hair grows long, white, and then begins to fall out. And he just starts to let out this unearthly scream. Vivi, Jim is no longer at your side. You watch as Vivian turns to you, and she's like, "That's right. I died too."
What?
And Osvaldo just sort of like looks at you, Vivi. "Join me."
Where?
"Down here. In here." And when he says that, you see the stone sarcophagus from earlier in the day just sort of appear behind Osvaldo, upright. The slab opens up, and he doesn't walk into it. He slides back into it, still facing you. Vivian at his side, and as she descends into that thing, you can see her body withers and shrinks, just like his. And they reach out with arms that are supernaturally long and grasp at you, Vivi.
I don't know. I don't know about this, guys.
Oswald, like you take a step back, trip over Jim's dead body. The hand of Osvaldo like grabs you by the ankle and starts dragging you into the sarcophagus. "Join us. I'm so lonely in here. Come back." Pulls you into the sarcophagus. Vivian's withered corpse embraces you lovingly. The slab starts to close. "Stay with us." The slab closes, and you wake up in your room in a sweat.
Holy shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god. That's too much alcohol before bed. I don't drink this alcohol before bed. Oh my god. Holy shit. I'm looking around, assuming I'm in my room. Jem's not in here.
Mm-hmm. There's a fat black moon rat at the foot of your bed. "Got into you."
Alcohol. That was probably bad orange juice.
Uh,
Or something. I don't know. You got some cheese? That'd probably help.
no, not cheese.
Fuck. I guess I'll find some. I don't know. Jesus. Whoever that is. I don't know.
You're
Hopefully
talking.
he's got some cheese.
You're rambling. Anyway, pops off.
Did
You
someone
see,
say
like-
Jesus?
He starts heading to a hole in the wall. He looks back at you. "Oh, by the way, you may want to wash that off before it sets in."
Wash what up?
Goes
What?
into a rat hole. You look up, you've been looking around your room, and then you look at the wall next to it, and you can see you've written in with your like Lego marker in your own handwriting is "Come join us."
Did I do that?
Rat disappears.
Huh. Maybe I should ask Jim about this. Good idea.
Jim, we'll cut to you. Jim, you find yourself in a strange situation. You're sitting at a table in a courtroom. Sitting in the judge's seat, which is strangely high above you, is Diona. She is wearing one of those white curly judge's wigs. The jury is all composed of Dionas wearing different hats. And the prosecutor appears to be Diona, but she's wearing a white suit, and she just sort of addresses the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm not a fancy fae. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I do know that the defendant here, and she points at you, Jimheim, is guilty of the crime of being a terrible friend. The jury all starts to nod and talk amongst themselves. There's sort of an uproar in the courtroom. The judge, Diona, bangs her gavel, which makes the noise of a dog toy. She's just like, order in the court! Order in the court! Anyway. What does the defendant have to say for himself? And she points the squeaky gavel at you, Jimheim.
First of all, I certainly have right to attorney in this.
An attorney. What do you guys think? Should he have an attorney? She asks the jury. The jury all shrugs. The prosecutor, Diona, is just like, it sounds like he doesn't want to address the court, Your Honor.
Okay, well, how about this? Listen, I'm trying, right? I talked to my friend about feelings. What do you want from me?
We want you to be... I want you to be... oh, screw this! And she waves her hands. The courtroom falls away. She's still wearing the judge's wig, but she'll walk up to you. I want you to try and do better, Jim. Come on, what's wrong with you? You've been terrible to your friends. Think of this. Lazarus. Think of poor Lazarus. He's been... You're sitting here running away from your family and all this stuff because you can't find Madison, but Laz has been doing more to find Madison than you have. You went and stole all those papers, which, by the way, is not cool. Okay? Not cool, but... It's just... You caused all that commotion, and then did you even go through them? Not really. It was Laz who did it.
Well, that's...
And
yeah,
poor Laz...
and
Laz has been searching... Well, yeah, and he's been looking all over the city for Madison and asking about him. What have you been doing? What have you... Did you even help him do that? Have you done anything for him?
I gave him a mimosa tonight when he came in looking all tired. I gave him a real big mug of mimosa, and he seemed quite happy. He fell right asleep.
Jimheim Moreau. Jimheim or Minigill Moreau. Does that sound like enough? Does that sound appropriate?
Well, no, but I'll give him a mimosa in the morning and one tomorrow night, and maybe after like 5 or 6, we'll be even. Okay,
She crosses her arms and like squints at you. Does that sound like good enough? Does that sound appropriate?
Okay. You make that face at me, you see right through me.
This is the face of judgment. This is my judging face.
Well, okay, so what do you think I should do? I'm not good at this. I'm trying a little bit.
Well, you could try to help him look for Madison, maybe, or I don't know. Oh, his son. His son. He got hurt in the hospital, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or he got hurt and sent to the hospital. So, I bet Laz cares about his son. Maybe you could help him cheer up his son. Oh, you're so good. Yeah, you're so good at that. She like snaps her fingers and your clown costume appears on you. You know, just like how you do at Field Ward sometimes, where you go up and you dress like a clown and make all the people happy. I bet you'd be fantastic at that hospital. You should go there and talk to his son and like entertain him as a clown. Kids love clowns. This is a fact.
I suppose that wouldn't be too hard to work on my act a little bit. Get the clown costume out, dust them off. I haven't been up there in a while.
People of all ages and
honk my little nose.
and all demeanors love clowns. Trust me, I'm an expert at these things.
Well, you're so passionate. I can't help but be intrigued. Yes, sure. Okay. I like this. I'll go help him cheer up his son. Maybe offer to see if I can be more help on the Madison case. I mean, I just don't think I'm that helpful, but I'll do what I can. I like the cheering up his son, or his, what is it? I already forget.
Oh, I don't know his name.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll cheer him up.
Yeah, again, I'm sure it's fine. Again, all kids love clowns.
Hey,
yeah, Jim, you could be a lot more helpful than you think you are. You've got a lot of potential. You shouldn't count yourself out like that.
yeah, okay. I mean,
You seem to think that you're this goofball clown who can't really be helpful, but that's not true. Jim, I mean, you can make people smile, and that's something, you know? Your mom liked to make people smile, and that's one of the things I bet a lot of people really respected about her and remember about her. And you've got that too, okay?
Alright, well, I suppose.
She'll wave her arms, and as she does, the scene around you turns into a small but very nicely appointed theater. Up on stage is your mother. I'll show her here in a second. God, I've got too much in this journal. Oh, I have a search function. I guess I'm such a fucking genius.
Cast search.
There you go. But she's up on stage with a harp, and she's playing it. You can see Diona reflected in a nearby light fixture. It's like a metal light fixture, and you can see her image in the reflection. And she's like giving her a thumbs up and stuff like that. And you can see sitting in the theater, and this theater like seats 20 people at most. But sitting in one of the seats very prominently is your father, who is just sitting there with this expression of wonder on his face. Both of them are quite young, I should also point out. And he's just got this goofy, awestruck grin on his face. Again, one of the few times you've ever actually seen your father at any age smile. Mm-hmm. Diana just puts her hand on your shoulder. See? Making people smile counts.
You know, yeah. I suppose my mother, for some reason, cared about those around her, even though she was so much better than them. But
she never thought that way, Jim, and you should think that way too.
But everyone's mean, you know? Everyone's just mean.
Your friends aren't mean. I'm not mean.
That's true.
Genevieve isn't mean.
Well, they're
and
not
Lucius...
mean as long as they like you.
Well,
as long as you keep them smiling, right? That's the value of smiles. Keep people from being mean.
In a sense, yeah. I mean, think about Lucius. Lucius isn't mean.
Yeah, that's... Well... Come on. He could be a little mean.
I mean, a little mean, I guess. But, I mean, you kind of egg it out of him.
Yeah, he was pretty nice. He was pretty cool the other day. It kind of caught me off guard.
He's always been pretty cool. And she'll wave her hands, and you see a scene of your house. It's the hall outside of your room. You can hear yourself crying on the other side. And Lucius comes up carrying a tray of cookies, sets it on the floor, little pitcher of milk, knocks on the door, and scoots down the hall. After a second or two, door opens and little baby Jimheim sees it, picks it up, goes into his room, closes the door behind him. See? He's always been looking out after you. He was happy to see you. when you got back, and she'll wave her hands, and you cut to a few nights ago where you had just gotten back. You found the moon rats in your pocket, but you also had Lucius who made the comment about he, for one at least, was glad that you're home.
All right. Well, yes. When you put, you really know how to cut just the right snippets together, make it all emotional.
Yeah, because I'm a genius like that.
Well, all right. I'll do what you say. I will. Yes, your proud face. Okay, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure. I'm going to do it as you say. I think you're right. I think I could use some help in this being a friend thing. My mother surely did value it, and I suppose I could give it a try. It kind of contrasts with what my father taught me. If he did teach me anything. That I should care for myself and mine first. But we'll see how it goes.
Seem to care. You don't always seem to care about yours. You just seem to care about you. Do better, Jim. Okay.
That's fair. I deserved that. All right.
Okay.
Can we get rid of this court proceedings? Am I going?
Yeah, let's get back.
This
I think
is
everybody.
a farce. This is a kangaroo court, and I just start like throwing papers. And
Kangaroos. She waves her hands, and everybody in the courtroom turns into kangaroos. I love kangaroos.
yeah, I just keep causing chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see she's just ecstatic by it. And lastly, Oz. Let's cut to Oz. Oz, you've just been tossing and turning in your sleep, not really able to get to sleep. It's been about an hour now, and you're just tossing and turning, thinking about the events of the day. But you just find yourself alone in this room.
Okay.
But Bully's asleep on the bed. He seems to be taking this. He seems to be sleeping it off just fine. But you just find yourself in this dark, unlit room, basically all alone.
Okay. Is it the same room I went to sleep in, or is it
Yeah.
different? Okay.
Yeah, again, you haven't really been able to go to sleep that
Okay.
Yeah, maybe for a few seconds here and there. But as you're sitting there trying to figure out how to go to sleep, you do recall Shar mentioning that if you wanted to talk to her, to pray to her in when you're alone and in the dark.
Okay. Sure.
If you want to.
Yeah, why not? I think I was trying to do that.
Yeah, you asked her a question earlier, but she couldn't really. Yeah, you weren't alone.
Okay, well, let me find some music for that. But I'll get on my. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I guess to just look up into the roof, with my arms, behind my head, and I'll think to myself, "Yo, oh, are you there?"
Yo, demons, it's me.
Yeah,
Your boy.
Yeah,
It's
your
me,
boy.
your boy. No. Okay. I'm gonna go. So, look. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot here. I need some help, and it's maybe something you can help me with.
It's raining outside. You can hear the sound of the rain pelting against the roof. But then you hear a tapping at your door. Or not at your door, at your window, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I guess I'll go and take a look.
You open up the shutter, and a owl is sitting there, completely dry, sitting on your windowsill.
Hmm.
And it looks like this. I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
It has a conspicuously large package.
It does not have a package.
Well, does it have a letter?
No, it does not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Is it getting
You're a
ready to
wizard,
turn into
Oz.
David Bowie? Turn into a little goblin David Bowie.
So wait, what does it look like?
It's in the Discord,
Discord.
in the off topic.
Oh. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. So it's
Stares
just
at
looking
you.
at me.
Yeah, it stares at you with those black, empty eyes.
Do I think of anything significant? Otherwise, it's just a fucking owl to me. Like,
When you look at those eyes, you do get to you start to think of like the darkness between stars. You think of lightless chambers beneath the earth that have never known the sun. You think of the darkest trenches of the ocean, and you think of the quiet, still hours of the night and the things that are carried out in it. And the owl just keeps staring at you with those eyes.
what the? Uh. Polly want a cracker? Are you the thing that I saw that night or day or whatever the fuck time it was?
It bobs its head up and down.
Thinking of a video. Susan knows what I'm thinking of.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Yeah, I'll post it.
Ryan,
I'm failing here, dude, guys. I don't know what to say. Yo, bird! Look, okay. I don't know. Look.
You want to
I
ask her
want.
advice on your family situation with the Legion stuff.
I want power. Can you help me with that?
Head bobs up and down.
Okay. Well, that could be a yes. Could be a no, not sure. What do I gotta do?
The owl doesn't say anything. Nothing really happened, but you do remember Shar saying that it's really a simple transaction. Pray, receive blessings. You give a little, you get a little.
Right. Yeah, pray. Pray about what? God damn it. Look, I'm used to like real transactions, talking with a person, deciding on what's best for both parties, making a deal. This humbo jumbo thing, Mr. Bird, I just don't understand.
Pray.
But like, okay, sure, whatever. I fucking put my hands together. Please, Mr. Owl Bird Man and the darkness thing.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, that's the one. I want power. Give me power and influence. Make this bar and the people in it more powerful, so that we can take over this society rather than become a part of it.
The owl stares at you for a long moment, and then turns around, rotates its head around so it can look at you, and then flutters out the window. When it does, its wings make no sound. The rain seems to pass through it. Your shutters close, and you bolt awake in bed, as if from a dream.
What the?
Lazarus. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Did you have something?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. Lazarus.
Yep.
You find yourself in a sanitary white room. You are staring at an operating table. A body is laying on that table, covered by a sheet. You recognize the room. You recognize this instant. And you remember who's under that sheet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your hand trembling reaches for it, as it did those few years ago. And you hear a voice behind you just ask, very gently, "Do you have to?" You know you don't need to see.
Do I recognize the voice?
You don't.
What good is there in denying the truth?
You know
And
the
who are
truth.
you?
You know the truth in your heart. But seeing only hurts more. You always seem to hurt yourself, Lazarus. You are hurting. You have been hurting. But you don't have to hurt.
Laz will swallow very heavily. Let out a deep sigh and will very consciously pull the sheet back and then back down.
You grab the sheet, and you go to pull it down, and you feel an embrace behind you, like a woman hugging you. Lazarus, you hurt everyone around you by doing stuff like this. Think of Cora. Think of Kala. Think of Erebus. But also think of yourself. It's okay, Laz. You don't have to hurt yourself to do your job.
Laz will kind of pull away so he can turn and actually look at the figure.
When you do, what's standing before you is a woman in black robes, a black hood that covers her eyes. The robes billow behind her and turn into black smoke. Pale skin of what little you can see. She reaches out with one hand and cups your cheek in a very calming manner.
Laz actually snarls a bit before calming down. I don't.
You don't
I
what?
don't. I don't deserve better than this.
Oh, lass. That's not true.
You
Everyone
said it
deserves a
yourself.
little bit. Everyone deserves a little bit of peace.
You said it yourself. I hurt everyone around me.
Then maybe it's
I
time
don't-
to make it. Then maybe it's time to make a change, Lazarus. And if you do that, even someone like you can find forgiveness. After a fashion. She turns into smoke. The smoke billows around you. It becomes everything around you. You feel very cold. And you wake up in the morning. And I believe that's everyone. New day for all of you. You all wake
Christ.
from a long rest.
I'm so glad I slept peacefully.
Yep.
Same here.
Yes.
Oh, no, hold on. I'm sorry. Sorry. King. I got one little thing for you. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot. A condition was met. Sorry, Izo. You're the only one.
No, it's good. Izo's a good boy. He doesn't need. He
he's
doesn't
the
need bad
goodest
dreams.
boy.
He doesn't have any powers. Noticing him.
Back to the scary
Um,
music.
King, you find yourself in darkness. You can feel underneath your feet stone. And you feel wind rushing into your face, blowing through your mane. Off in the distance, you can see a tiny speck of light. Brilliant and gold, like the rising sun. And you
They're
hear a
walking towards
voice. Oh yeah, you start walking towards it, and after a few steps, you suddenly feel the stone underneath your feet give out, and you actually hear stone like falling down a cliff. When you look down, you can see that you're looking over Waterdeep. The city stretched out before you. Little street lamps lit. From up here, it looks so tiny. You could see people sort of milling about in the streets below, and they look like ants from up here. And again, in that distance, you see that light. However, as you're sort of orienting yourself, you realize that you must be facing west, but the city is sort of somehow stretched out before you. Are you on top of Mount Waterdeep? That can't be quite right. Where the hell are you? You're not sure. All you know is that you're up higher than the rest of the city. A bug just went into my glass. Fantastic. And you are facing west as that light gets a little bit brighter. And there's a voice that emanates from that light, or is it that light? It sounds far away, and yet it's booming. Unite them.
Unite what?
Unite them, son of kings.
Who? The people back home who threw me away?
Unite them.
Is the ants down there?
Unite them.
Why?
When the voice booms again, it sounds like the wind picks up, and you can actually feel yourself get pushed slightly by it. What did you say?
Why? Why should I unite them?
It is your right. It is your destiny.
I don't have a destiny anymore. It was taken from me. I don't have a right.
unite them. And you can see off in the distance, the light gets a little bit brighter, and you think you see a distant shore on the other side of water. And the light gets brighter and brighter until your vision is just awash in gold. And then you wake up.
Right.
Okay. So now we're in the next day. Everybody gets a nice long rest.
Not a nice long rest.
Well,
yeah.
you get a long rest.
Slept like a baby.
Mhm.
Just a little baby.
Laz looks down. Laz looks down at himself. Looks over at his drink. Looks very, very defeated, and then just gets up.
Oh, I need to roll a die.
Oh, hang on. That does remind me, though. Grim Feather's Need. Could you roll me a charisma save?
God damn you. I need to know what this is for.
Should I roll wisdom save? I do have unfinished.
Was that
alcohol
Dex
on
or
that.
Con? What was that?
Charisma.
Oh, Charisma's the best one. That's good.
Yay!
Boom.
Good.
Fucking
And
you're back.
Lazarus, what was your question?
Do I need to roll a wisdom save?
For what?
I have
Mimosa?
unfinished alcohol on the bedside.
No, I'm gonna say you're fine.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
I need to
you like-
roll.
You go to,
It's
you
probably
almost
warm
instinctively reach
now,
for it,
come
but
on.
you could stop yourself.
Please get some ice
Laz,
in
when
here.
you wake up, like you feel just like a lot less groggy than you normally do, even though you were drinking. You don't feel hungover. You actually feel like, in terms of energy and stuff like that, you feel pretty good.
Weird. I don't like it. Something wrong with the world on a day I feel good. He kind of like shakes out his joints a little bit. Is everybody else up yet? Starts sort of milling around the bar.
Wait,
Yeah, everybody
Laz,
should be waking up.
Laz fell asleep in our bar?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, okay.
I want to spend a moment just kind of looking at the gem. I just got the perfect blue,
Mhm.
and just gonna look at that and outside the window, just kind of looking at the size. Are there any people outside walking around yet?
Yeah, you'd see in the morning. Morning routine would probably consist of you could see what's his name, Fitz, the delivery guy. He's outside of what's its face of Rhyme Rose postal service. He would be outside of that. He's got his satchel full of letters, and he is currently in his morning stretches. So he's like just sort of loosening up before he starts his run for the day. You could see his employer, Bryceus. Bryceus Catalea is standing in the doorway, arms folded, watching him. You can see she's got like a smirk on his face as he's stretching, stuff like that. You'd also probably see Zelda from the Golden Whale out watering her plants and stuff like that.
I have a question.
Oliver Blackwood sweeping. Yes, go ahead.
Do we get customers? Isn't our bar technically open?
Yeah, you've had customers. When you
Is there-
came in, there would have been customers and stuff like that.
Oh,
Can
interesting. Okay.
Can Izo be coming back from a morning run?
Sure. Yeah. Actually, the customers thing reminds me. All of you should have 20 more gold. Well, everybody except Lazarus should have 20 more gold than you currently do, because it's now it's the 22nd, but on the
Payday.
21st you would have made some money from your bar.
20 gold? How many fucking customers? I thought there was like silver for a drink.
This is. Hang on. Let me. God, I've got so many handouts right now.
I mean, I'm
20
down. I'm just.
It's
Yeah.
20 gold divided by 4.
20 gold divided by 5. Or no. Each of you has 20 gold.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
got
That's
you
what
got 100.
Right.
wow, dude, we're
Yeah,
Wait,
so,
should we be getting 20?
really
should we be getting
hopping bar.
25?
No, hold on.
Wait. I can't count. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's been like
so-
a day. We're fucking making hundreds gold. Let's fucking go.
No, calm down. Hold on.
Profitable.
Okay, under revenue on the King's Palace, you can see at the start of each 10 days, so 1st, 11th, and 21st, it was just the 21st. You got 100 gold, divided by 5 would be 20. So you'll get that again on the 1st. So every 10 days, you guys will get at least 20 gold.
Cool. Are we
that
paying
will
our
be-
staff?
That all of those expenses are factored into that, so the 100 gold is pure profit for you guys.
Oh, cool. I'm in.
And as you guys invest in your bar and its rank improves, you will get more money every 10 days.
Do you have any regulars that we know?
What do we need to do to increase our bar level?
To answer Oz's question, yeah, you do have regulars in that you everybody on your street is a regular. You're probably not big enough to have regulars from other districts and stuff like that just yet. But as you increase in notoriety, that will probably change. To answer your question, Izo, it's 2,000 gold to increase your rank. To rank 2. So I added a progress track for you. Current rank 1, progress next track 0 gold out of 2,000. Out of the treasure that you received, if you wanted to invest some of that into your bar, put up those paintings or replicas or whatever. I'll show it to you again.
Yeah, and I want to. We should invest those 20 bottles of wine too.
Yeah, if you guys want to invest stuff like that into your bar, you can do so in that, and you can put that towards increasing its rank and stuff like that.
Nice.
We'll cover that in just a second. I'm gonna because King. All this started because King looked out the window. So King, you looked out the window. Was there a particular reason?
I just wanted to look at the size, everyone walking up there, thinking about my dream. It looked larger in real life. Then I'll make my way downstairs.
Okay. I'm just gonna show this to you now that you've got 3 gemstones. There you go. Blue Perfect Star. So while it's installed into your focus, you get a +1 bonus to intelligence checks and saving throws, and you can cast the cantrip Mage Hand. And now that you have 3 gems in total installed into your focus, your arcane focus gains. The Blue Perfect Star gives you 3 charges. You could spend 2 to cast Mind Spike. The Sunstone gives you 2 more charges, or gives you 1 more charge. I'm going to create a handout for your thing in total, but basically, the more stones you get, the more charges you'll get, and the more options you'll have to use.
Hey,
so right now,
you're fixing the sorcerer class with these items. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yes, more spells. Yes.
And best of all, I was able to incorporate it into something in your character. And then lastly, you also have the Redstone of Aja, which gives you an additional charge. So I think that gives you 5 charges. 5 charges that you can use to cast Mind Spike, Misty Step, and False Life as a 2nd level spell.
Hey, interesting.
More gems you get, the more options you'll have, the more charges, and you can't help but wonder what happens if you get all 6. So,
Oh yeah, ultimate being.
That's when you snap and half the fucking world just dies.
Yeah. After I came up with this idea for King with the gems for his arcane focus and all this stuff, I stopped and I realized, motherfucker, I just made him into Thanos. Son of a bitch.
I thought that was intentional, Josh.
No, that was accidental.
Completely on accident.
That's funny. I thought that was intentional when we went over stone stuff.
No, he had the whole claw thing, and I wanted to do something with the claw. And the 6 stones, the number is intentional for a reason, but I can't talk about it. But it's just, I realized I made Thanos. So
Here's a weird question. They've been looking for that black gem since before I lost my original spell focus, right?
yeah, and the black gem is a stone sphere embedded with diamonds. It's not your
it's not
gem.
like a gem.
But what if I put it into my claw anyway?
Oh well, find
Who
out.
knows?
We'll find out.
Probably too
Well,
big.
okay. Well, hang on. No, you
Fits
got.
into
Hang
your
on. Hold on.
palm, I assume.
Hold on. Yeah, you proportion for that thing. The stone sphere is the size of a woman's fist. So it's way too big for your focus, unless you like built an entire gauntlet around it. So
Also, as soon as we get it, we're gonna give it to the Xanathar.
That's absolutely not going to happen.
that station. Let's cross that bridge when we come to
We'll
it.
just see whose pocket it ends up in. Just like the head.
Oz, what's your question?
Yeah, I wanted to know what the fuck is this weapon doing? I don't know if I actually like if you announced it. Like, what is the rapier powers and stuff?
So
I
right
know?
now you know that while attuned to the weapon, you have resistance to acid damage, and you can now attune to it.
Oh, cool.
Like while you're attuned to it, you could feel like it's almost like it's the weapon itself is trying. It's not. It's you barely have a control over this thing, and it
Oh,
still
so
feels
there's a lot
sluggish.
more.
Yeah. You could feel it's still sluggish in your hands. Like this, like something's not right with.
Okay. Cool.
What was it that happened before that made it like activate? Do you remember, Oz?
I killed somebody. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I think when I killed Greeley, or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we know who made it though, right? So
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
still
gotta
need to
go
go
ask.
see that guy.
It might have been when I casted the spell Zephyr Strike too.
Hmm.
I was moving really fast, and it's called Swift. I don't know.
Shrifty.
We need to go
Sure.
talk to that
Or they don't know.
that weaponsmith.
Mm-hmm.
Something we talked about doing.
Yeah, it's on my list. What are we doing today, guys?
I say
This
we
is-
go to the bathhouse because we all spent yesterday in the sewer.
I love this idea.
Are we doing a bath episode?
I cleaned up last night. I'm going to Castle Warden.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go talk to the Blackstaff.
Laz, is there anything you need any help with? I suppose I could miss the bathhouse to help you out with your things.
I like how sadly you said all
Les
that.
is going to give him the most quizzical look.
What the hell are you saying, Jim? Oh, it's that thing we were talking about last night.
Jem, did you have bad dreams too?
Are you finally becoming a part of something that's greater than you, Jim?
You say bad dreams?
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm just trying to be a good friend.
All right, raise your hand if you had a weird dream.
I raise my hand.
Raise my hand
Me.
I keep my hand
and
down.
like bounce.
Did anyone else is involved? A giant voice sounds like your father's yelling at you and getting louder and louder. No, just me. Great.
No.
Yeah, that's just you.
I wrote something on the wall.
I slept like a baby.
Of
Of
course,
course
you
you
did.
did.
Well,
What did you write on the wall?
Yeah, I wrote "Come join us" on the wall. Yeah, I think I should go. I mean, I don't know if I should, but I feel like I should go back.
do you need a friend?
You guys are my friends.
Okay. All right. Oh, so I'm already doing it. All right.
Laz once again looks very quizzically in Jem's direction.
I mean,
Whatever
Jem,
dream you had
you've
must
been
have
my
been a
friend for a
doozy.
long time.
I'll just kind of like go a little cross on a bit. You hear that?
Jim, how much of my stuff you been smoking?
Not enough.
Not enough. Amen. I'll high
I
five
slept-
Evie.
I slept fine, not that anybody asked.
Wait, who
Wait,
said
who's
that?
that?
You look down and like there's this chubby black moon rat walking by. He's got a big wedge of cheese in his hand. He
Oh.
keeps walking.
I didn't wake
Asshole.
you up. I'm sorry if I woke you up though during the middle of the night.
Yo,
Nah, it's
we have
fine.
fucking moon rants, by the way. What a weird world we live in.
Speaking of those little vermin, we have a key that my working door in the basement now.
Hey, go fuck yourself
Oh,
too, pal. Call me vermin.
Hey, he's
Come on, eat some
fluffy. Yeah, look at him.
Hey, when the sun goes down, something I don't know, whatever. Okay, let's let's go into the basement and take care of that, right?
Well,
Oh, the
today's
key.
Liar's Night.
What's that?
No, Liar's Night
No,
is
no,
the
not-
30th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Celebration
Oh.
going on. Apparently.
Wait, what?
Laz is gonna sort of touch the place where he's got the ledger in his coat. Maybe, yeah, maybe there's something useful in there.
Well, yes, I'm happy to help.
Oh yeah. What? Wait, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
Something about to check out our basement finally. Let's go to wait for like a certain night for it. Or what was that cryptic riddle this Rance gave us?
I mean, I also kind of want to go back to the City of the Dead, but you know, it's neither here nor there.
Lady, does that sound like a good idea, considering how you freaked out last night? Says the rat thing there gnawing on his cheese.
I mean, yeah, maybe it'll make it better. I mean, I don't know. Dreams try to tell you things.
Okay, whatever. It just sounds like whatever's in there is waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. I shouldn't keep him waiting.
Huh? Okay. Picks up his cheese, goes into a hole.
As they do.
Do you want to come with? You can come with if you want.
Nope, I'm good.
Are you sure?
No response.
He wants to go. We'll bring him.
Find him. Drag him out.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we got a key. We have this paper.
We still don't have a way across the mosaic. 'Cause
Yo, what if we just break it or something?
We just
What?
jump across
Don't-
like before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were able to get across thanks to Izo's big jumping ability and bully.
Yeah, I mean, we might trigger some of those elemental floor panel things, but if we just get to the side and don't activate more of them, we should be fine.
But wait, wasn't it like a door or something? How the fuck are we supposed to open up that thing?
I think we got a key.
Laz
We got the
holds
key.
the key.
The new key.
Jelly, the things to Masters of the Bruniverse, were any of those the ones with the different zeros? The entries?
Yeah, they all are.
They all are?
Or rather, okay, not all entries with weird zeros are Masters of the Bruniverse. All Masters of the Bruniverse are weird zeros.
Let's go.
Like 1 second, still listening though.
Yeah, if you guys are heading down to the basement, let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Here comes the fight, boys.
I'm gonna prep some spells here.
So are we jumping over these tiles or what? I don't know if I can make that jump.
You can ride on Bully, maybe.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Bully can take us across, one by one, if we have to.
I swear I have something for this. I mean, I got some. I mean, let's see what I could take today. I got some gum. Can make things levitate.
I'm gonna give Oz. Oz, I have a trap detection scroll, but I can't use it. Only rangers and druids and clerics can use it.
What? This is the King theme.
Yeah, I know. I love this song, unironically.
Cheers, we're looking to some sick Aztec dubstep.
Ooh, I can make us walk on walls. Actually, I can only do that to like one person.
I'll do Misty Step. I can probably get across myself pretty easy.
So what was I gonna say? I don't know.
I was saying that I was giving you a trap detection scroll,
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
so you can just cast detect traps. I can't use it anyway, so
Cool. I will
Take
notate
it.
that I have it.
maybe even use it on this door that we're trying to get through.
Cool. Sounds good. So since we had a long rest, we get all of our stuff back, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's good, Barry.
Everybody's got a good berry, and I think you guys also got, you got at least one magic item from Greeley's treasure.
What level are we? We're level 5, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got this thing.
Ooh. Fire.
You also technically got paper birds and smoke powder, like kegs of smoke powder. I don't know if you want to deal with bombs and paper birds right now.
How many smoke powder thingy bobs have we got?
You have 3 kegs of smoke powder. Now,
And
What's
each
that?
of them like create like basically like a, kind of like a fog spell or a fog
no,
spell?
no. Smoke powder is gunpowder.
Oh, so what does that mean?
If smoke powder is set on fire, dropped or otherwise handled roughly, it explodes and deals fire damage to each creature or object within 20 feet of it. For a keg, it's 9d6.
Damn.
DC 12
Dropped
dexterity.
roughly.
Handled roughly, yeah. A successful DC 12 dexterity halves the damage.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so don't bang the keg.
So throw it.
Well, I mean,
Don't.
I feel like at least one of these Vivi will just keep for her own personal supply.
Oh yeah. I already have one in my room. I took it.
I advise it.
I sleep on
them
it.
in the bar.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm a professional. I've blown up lots of things.
I can see the morning routine of like people like pouring coffee for themselves, and Vivi's like, "Coffee's gross." Just adds a little smoke powder to whatever else she's drinking.
Coffee is gross. Probably does taste better than coffee.
I don't think so, but anyway.
That's how bad coffee tastes.
It's not that bad.
It's gross.
Coffee's gross. Coffee is best when it tastes the least like coffee.
Exactly.
I sort of some gourmet ass coffee last week, and it's so good. Got that Death Wish stuff and the Valhalla Java. It's so nice.
Oh, I hear a match. Is everybody back?
I don't think
Yep.
Charlie's back yet.
Charlie's not back yet. Okay.
Josh, quick question. I was gonna go look for a light crossbow. Any chance that there happens to be one amongst the crates of mundane weapons that I can salvage?
Yeah.
All right. I strap a light crossbow onto my back,
There you go.
feeling like a real adventurer.
Light crossbow is basically the size of a handgun, but you strapped it to your back like it's the most badass thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I could
Laz looks at
make
you
an
and says,
attachment for your belt for that.
Okay, sure. Yeah. You don't like the shoulder strap?
Well, I mean, I have lots of extra shoulder straps if you want to. That's also an option. Hides nice under your jacket, see?
Yeah, maybe make me like a holster. That would be cool.
Yeah, I have a holster.
Great.
And I have extra ones. Here you go.
All right. So I kind of clip it into a little holster.
I just thought of it like a wizard who walks around with his wands in holsters.
I have like my
Badass.
tools
Swinger.
in my holster.
Mm-hmm.
And pigs.
Forget about pigs.
You've accidentally done the pig's voice quite a few times.
It's great.
When we were in Philadelphia, Charlie was in charge of driving, but I was in charge of navigating. And whenever we were doing it, I would constantly give him directions in pig voice.
It was fun.
The best part about it, was that both Lee and Charlie would go do their best Vivi impression and go, "God damn it, pigs!"
That's awesome.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. Can't wait for the next one.
I have already set aside a sizable amount for it. So
I'm already ready. I have a reminder set for when I guess when PAX Unplugged is supposed to happen this year, because that's when they announce. That's when they announce when the next one is,
Mhm.
so that we can go ahead and start planning figuring out our hotel.
yeah. Okay. Sounds like everybody's back. So let's dive back into this. So you guys are heading down into your basement. We'll transfer you to the basement map.
Basement map.
Basement map.
Oh, this place.
Yawn. Where are we? Oh, there we
God,
go.
I got so many handouts up.
So many handouts.
Okay. So yeah, you guys ascend the ladder, head to the basement. You find that mosaic on the floor. Between Izo's ability to jump and Bully, you guys can cross that mosaic just fine. I'm not going to make you roll for it. Although there's only really room for about 3 or 4 people on the other side.
Laz
So,
is
what are
going
you
to be
guys up
among
to?
those people because he's not letting this ledger out of his sight.
Okay.
All right. We'll hop on. I'll jump you across.
Wahoo!
Are you suggesting that you give me a piggyback ride?
Yeah. How else are you going to get across this without triggering the elementals?
Laz does like a Bruce Lee kung fu move.
God damn it! Why did I put you over there? Get back over here.
I mean, I have a thing that lets you walk on the walls.
What the fuck is that?
That would be really cool and very handy. I need to talk with you about that later.
Okay. I
Come
mean,
on,
I
old
have
man.
it ready right now.
That's awesome. Can I take a look at it?
Yeah.
Laz getting distracted by the shiny.
It's like a set of gloves and like boot attachments. Essentially makes you Spider-Man. It's spider climb. I mean, I got like 2 spell slots. So I got 2 sets. I guess
That's awesome.
for the day.
This may prove handy. I feel like if we can get across through other means. All right, go on.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Izo takes a couple of steps back and zoop.
Yep. You leap over there.
Wait, I want to. I'm the expert on magic things.
Yep. He's gonna ferry you across.
Woohoo! Who's got the
The
key?
room for how many at the end?
There's room for one more.
We're gonna have like on bullet over there so they can use the app checking out thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And Oz already has Bully. You
Yeah.
carry him over.
He can jump the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Whoop! Pew!
Jim, since we're letting them all take care of that up front, if in case that door explodes, we'll be fine.
Well, can't
Indeed.
Bully jump back?
Yeah, there's not really room for you guys.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. If need be, Bully can like leap back across, but
Okay.
yeah. Right now, you've got pretty much all the number of people that can fit. Laz, you pull up the ledger, you unhook the key, and you stick it into the lock. There is so the door has that seal of Waterdeep on it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you reach, or as your key starts to approach it, it shimmers with magic. But the key actually goes into the lock. Turn it, hear a click, and the door opens.
Hmm.
So let me.
The door
adjust
opens
it.
out, so we get pushed back into the mosaic, and then we're.
Oh,
also
you
through.
know me so well, but no, that doesn't actually happen. No, it opens away from you. Not. Go back there, Isa.
All right. I'm just excited.
The door opens, but the barrier doesn't. Doesn't
I
drop.
cannot see anything, by the way.
You can't? That is strange.
What
Let me take a look.
barrier?
That would explain why you didn't see anything. Where were you? Let's take a look here. Advanced. Weird. Oh, wait a minute. God damn it! It's because this page is so old. I have to adjust the dynamic lighting setting. Yeah, that's why. That would explain some stuff. How about
What
now?
was that down there?
Wow.
I didn't see it.
Oh shit! Now you guys see everything, don't you?
No,
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 it just
no.
flashed for a second.
I think
okay.
I just know where the elemental icons are hiding.
I didn't
Oh,
see
fuck.
anything. I missed it.
Okay, well, yeah, don't worry about those. Okay. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, you open the door opens. The shimmering barrier of magic does not. However, now that the door is open, you can see embedded on the inside of the door frame are not embedded, but worked into the inside of the door frame are 4 glowing glyphs. They shimmer with the same color of magic as the barrier itself. They seem to be what, with a cursory glance, maybe you can tell those glyphs seem to be what sustains that magic. So, yeah.
Well then, shit. Gotta get rid of those. Don't know how though.
You're scrapping them off. Just take your wrench, just gonna just scrape it off of there.
I mean,
They're on the opposite side of the barrier from you.
Do you have any gadgets in there that dispel magic?
nope.
Lass turns down the hall and shouts to King and Jim, "Can you guys dispel magic?"
In theory,
Yes, I mean, I absolutely do it if I prepared for it and wanted to, and just not right now.
Wait, I got the scroll thing that you gave me, Jim. You think this would be a good idea to use it right now? I don't really know.
sure.
A little too late? Okay, fuck it, I'll use it.
The trap thing.
Abracadabra, alakazam.
Okay, you unroll and use the trap finding scroll.
Trap finding.
Yeah.
That was
You said I
probably
could
not
use
the
it.
most useful time to do that.
You can use it.
Any
you-
traps?
So when you activate it, Oz, you could see, here's what you do see. You can see that each of those glyphs that are on the inside of the door frame. Okay, there's 4 glyphs. And you see glyphs appear on the mosaic. Only you can see these, but they appear on the mosaics. So you see how there are 4 panels to the mosaic? There is a giant glyph appearing on each one of those.
Mm.
So the mosaics are somehow tied to those glyphs.
Look, I can see shit. Ooh. These, the glyphs that you see here, you see those right there, guys? Those are attached to the ones that are over here, and then I point to the mosaic.
So maybe we need to solve the puzzle after all.
Nice try.
Or dispel the magic on the glyphs.
Okay, well, I
Then.
can't do that.
Can I make an Arcana check? Can I make an Arcana check to see if I would know if misstep will let me just teleport onto the other side of it?
It could. You mean the other side of that barrier? Let me think. Probably. Yeah. You can roll me an Arcana check.
What if we defeat the elementals? Will that make
Oh
the
no,
glyph go away?
no. You're absolutely positive that if you teleport through that barrier, King, it's gonna be like trying to push cheese through a screen door. It's gonna just slice you all up.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Oh no.
You'd appear on the other side as little tiny king cubes.
Be like that hallway.
Little
Resident Evil.
Kenkus?
King
Yes.
cubes.
Yeah, like the hallway from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, teleporting is not an option. So, sounds like we have to. So, they correspond to different symbols on the mosaic. What if we activate them in a certain order?
I mean, there's the poem.
Did we ever try like doing a wind, fire, and water spell on each of the mosaic tiles?
No.
Okay.
All that happens is when you guys stepped on them, they summoned an elemental that tried to kill you.
And
Yeah.
I think we even defeated one, and then
And it just
another
came
one
back
like
when we
appeared.
stepped on
And
it
another
again.
one.
Yeah.
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 So that didn't really help.
It's infinite elemental.
Yeah,
Well,
that sucked.
I can use my prestidigitation, and I make a little shower of sparks, and then I go, huh, and I make a little puff of wind. Like, well, that's all I got.
Thank you,
This-
Fifth Element.
When you do that, Jim, there's no effect.
Boo.
It just wasn't strong enough. I'm gonna cast Firebolt on the knight panel, the 4th one.
Okay. You shoot firebolt over there. It hits the mosaic. Nothing happens.
Does Oz see anything change?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
I'll try prestidigitation to do a puff of air on the Dawn one, the one right in front of me.
Jim tried that. Nothing happens.
Well, it's indecipherable.
I'm pulling up the riddle again.
Yeah, here. I'll show it to you guys again.
Maybe it has to do something with letters. Letters of the poem. What's the first letter of each line?
The third
Dan
and
Tedna.
Damn Tedna!
Damn, Tedna!
We have to find Tedna and damn them down.
Damn that
air,
Tedna!
fair, grass, pass, wine, time, fire, pot, fire.
Okay, here's my thought. The third and fourth line end with the rhyme ass. Maybe there's something there.
I doubt you have to rub
would-
your ass on the mosaic.
Yeah.
Well,
would
it
say
says
it counts as
ass
stepping
and the first line says air. Think about it.
We got a
So
fart on
fart. We got a fart.
Does this remind Laz of any riddles that he's seen before?
No.
No.
Give it to.
Nothing happens. Smells a little.
That's all the cheese. Sorry.
Hey, some of us can smell that like really keenly. Please don't.
I use my prestidigitation to make it kind of like Febreze cover-up smell.
Sneezes. That's even worse.
I think the elemental mentions might just be telling us what gets summoned when we trip one of these. And each section seems to have a second line not to do with the elemental.
I mean, there's got to be a way to
Shines down on-
deactivate it, especially if the glyphs are on top of each section. But obviously, we don't know how to deactivate it.
Wait.
Drinking laughter. New day fair. Farmer waits. Wood.
Do we have any wood?
I mean, I might have a little piece of wood somewhere in my bag. I carry random sticks and shit.
What happens if we toss a piece of wood onto the what's the first for us, but the fourth mosaic?
Somebody can go grab like a piece of firewood from upstairs. You guys can chuck it onto that mosaic. It clatters and just sits there. Piece of wood on the ground. For extra measure, you can grab some coal, throw it on there. Now you've got coal and wood just sitting on the ground.
Laz just turns and starts banging his head on the wall.
It sparkles every time you connect with it.
Well, at least this isn't turning my head into Swiss cheese.
So, the first line involves stirring air, and the second line involves the sun. Sun is made out of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Second panel, its first line involves the earth, and that one makes the earth elemental. And the second line involves waiting for heat. Again, fire. Next one means water. So water and water. And the last one is roaring fire and then wood, which might be earth again? Hmm.
Yeah, what elementals are there? There's like wind, the earth, the fire.
The
Wind, earth,
Wind,
fire,
earth,
sun
water.
could be referring not
water.
to
Oh,
fire,
yeah.
but to light. And the farmer waits for the heat to pass, which could be a reference to time.
Another time one, too, with drinking laughter, passing time.
I just like pour water.
Nothing happens. Now you just have a wet floor with wood and coal.
That's just starts banging his head again. Look at me, passing time.
This is the shittiest basement I've ever been in. This sucks.
Considering you were in a basement last night where a man had some sort of weird thing going on, that's saying something.
Uh,
This is all of us right now.
Yo, so the first one's air, right? The second one's earth. The third one's water, and the last one's fire, right?
no, no. Yes,
Air,
that's exactly
earth,
not right.
water, fire.
Wait. I remember a band that was something like that once. Do we need to get music down here?
I think that's right. Wait, give me a second. Let me think about this.
Being facetious, Oz.
September.
Do you
September.
remember? September, whatever that is. I don't know what September is. Must be made up.
Josh, can we do some kind of check to see if we can figure it out?
I'll allow you to give me an intelligence check, and also Lazarus has a resource he could spend to just solve this.
Yeah, I'm debating using it.
I don't know. I'm gonna do my intelligence check. All right, 7. Does that figure it out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Can I use Bully's intelligence check, please?
No.
Yes?
No.
No?
No.
Please? Can
No.
you do it anyway? I'm doing it
Why
anyway.
did you not roll intelligence? Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah.
Negative.
Bully, no!
Alright, I'm just gonna spend one.
Okay. So you could
That's
spend a
minus
deduction.
4 too, by the way.
So I'll take that deduction token from you. Okay. So Lazarus, as you're sitting there banging your head against this barrier, you just bang it one more time, and then you have a flash of insight. Obviously the panels are corresponding to elementals. As you're staring at it, as you look back at the panels, you're like, sundown brings down, dawn breaks, stirring air, noonday fair, just what? Then you get a crazy idea in your head. You yell back to King, try stepping on the panel. Try stepping on the mosaic, only on the light blue section.
What, have an elemental jump out and attack me? Okay, fine, I'll try it. I'm not gonna step on the
King,
light.
when you step on the light blue section, the air section, nothing happens. Oz, with your trap scroll, you can see that the glyph on that mosaic panel fades, and you guys over at the door jam see that the glyph over there fades.
Oh shit!
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's a stepping path.
Laz, what's the next one?
Hold on. And Laz starts reciting it again. Hold on, let me pull it back up because I accidentally exited out of it. Midday blaze makes earth and grass, so the green.
Okay. And I'll step from the light blue on the air mosaic, or the next one onto the green.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Laz, you're a genius!
All right, aiming pool brings water and wine, so step on the water.
Alright, I'll shimmy on down and step on the water.
Yeah, nothing
Alright.
happens.
The last one's gonna be the
This
tough
guy.
one. You need to jump exactly on the fire.
Oh, have you seen how nimble I am? This is a piece of cake. Should I roll acrobatics for this?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll it.
In-
Yeah,
in
Okay,
my
fine. Okay,
head,
sure.
so-
Sure, go ahead. This is Kyle's fault now. It's Kyle's fault.
Okay.
Oh, boom.
Oh, huh.
Lands a 1 foot. It's beautiful. It's graceful.
Ah,
He stuck the landing.
make him sparkle.
The barrier drops.
Woo!
Now, if I jump off of this, is it gonna pop back up, or should I just keep on?
No. So, Oz, you see the glyphs on the mosaic all vanish, and then all of you see the cracks in the mosaic flash with light, and then grow dark. You think that whatever sort of spell was on this is now gone.
We don't have to jump anymore.
Nope.
Neato.
I touch it slowly.
Can we peek around? What's in
Elemental
this
comes
corner?
up, murders you all. No, yeah.
Lazarus, how did you figure that out? That was like the hardest thing.
I banged my head against the wall. You watched me.
Well, you
usually
did.
wouldn't.
You did it really good.
Thanks.
You bang like a champ.
I would rephrase that if you ever tell this story.
Oh, I won't. Let's explore this.
Yeah.
I assume you mean explore behind the door, not the Lazarus's excellent ability to bang.
Laz is now uncomfortable with the conversation and we'll move forward.
He does have a kid, so he must be pretty good at it. He did something.
Yeah. Huh?
He's got more than one, I think.
See?
I don't think so. Laz, you only have the one kid, right?
Laz only has Erebus.
Oh, I'm just wrong. Never mind.
1 second, guys.
Well, you better hurry up. We're moving.
I'm falling right behind you, so.
We're moving.
Oh, it's just books.
I'm like touching the walls and everything. Cool secret basement hideout.
What?
This is such a bummer.
I'm not proceeding any further than this in case there are actual traps. I want Jolly to be here when I go that far.
Cool.
What are you saying, Laz?
Oh, sorry. I thought you had stepped away.
No.
Oh, okay. My
I mean,
bad.
it would be in character for Laz to be the one who's smart enough to not just wander blindly into this guarded
Yeah.
place.
Well, like
I'm
Laz,
wandering
Laz
blindly in
very,
and touching
like,
everything on the walls.
It's just books.
If you've never seen or read cool novels, obviously this has hidden doorways. You gotta touch all the books, touching every books. Also looking for cool manuals that I can read.
Oh.
All right, Laz is going to go looking around for traps first.
Okay.
Anything that
Trying
looks
to
like a
set off
trigger or
traps
anything
before
like that.
looking for traps.
Yeah.
There's a montage of just people reaching for books, Laz just grabbing it. I was like, no.
No,
Like
no.
Laz is like going along all of the tops of the books looking for like little triggers and snaps and things, while meanwhile
Yeah.
he's just flip,
Flip.
just trying to get in front of her.
So yeah, you guys can ask Lazarus. You don't have to roll for it. You can ascertain there are no traps here.
For a smart
So let's-
person, I'm pretty dumb.
You're
It's
just
like you
not
have-
wise.
It's almost like you have very mediocre wisdom. So Vivi, since you're going through the bookshelves, you're able to learn that the bookshelves in this room are filled with old ledgers and documents. Inside, you find handwriting that's very similar to that found in Greeley's ledger. The actual entries, I should. They seem to be not for one, but several businesses spanning multiple accounts. As before, the consistencies in how the author writes their zeros. Going through these things is going to take some time. So there's that. You guys also find a well-appointed desk where there are several papers stacked neatly on it. There is a weird rock sitting on top of those, almost like a paperweight, and there is a big open book.
Is the block a black sphere studded with diamonds?
It is not. It
okay.
is. The stone has a sizable crack in it. The dwarven rune inscribed on it means answer or response.
Is that a sending stone?
If your own sending stone, it looks like something similar, but like different style, and yours obviously doesn't have a weird crack in it.
Yeah. I wonder if we fix that crack, if it might be the pair to, it might be paired to another stone like it.
Fixing?
That's somewhere else.
I lick a sticker and I put it on it. Cast mending.
Wait. Can I take a look at this rock?
Yeah. What do you want to? Yeah. What? Yeah. What do you want to know?
Does it look like the thing that we're supposed to get that one time with the
No,
thing?
he just barely asked.
No.
Oh.
That was just
Okay.
asked. No.
Never mind.
Um,
Sorry. I'm not. Everyone.
Laz is gonna raise a finger. It's like, I would caution against randomly talking to someone on the other side of a stone that we just found in a basement.
But it's our basement.
There are novels that have ended poorly because of things like this. Let's not do it.
Who?
I would actually agree with Laz on this one. Let's be subtle.
I'm just
All
putting
right.
stickers on it.
Let's take a look here. I don't think mending can repair a magic item.
It can't repair the magic, but it'll fix the
Let's
crack.
see. Can physically repair a magic item or construct, but can't
But not
restore
the
magic
magic.
to an object. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mend the crack, but the when you go to use it, Vivi, it like you hear like this weird sort of stab in your brain.
Yeah, it's still broke. But look, it looks
He's a-
nicer now.
Izo looks around. Is there anything in this room other than books and the desk?
Yes, there is a backpack. A nice looking backpack set up against like in this corner.
What's in the backpack?
You can go over to it, and inside you find a number of things. Let me pull them up here. So you find you find a coin purse, Izo. Inside of which is 300 gold in foreign currency.
Oh.
I mean, it's 300 gold. Well, like it's still worth that, but it's in a variety of different currencies,
Okay.
not of Waterdeep. You find a disguise kit, traveler's clothing, a few basic some camping equipment, stuff like that, and you also find a set of leather armor, studded leather armor. But when you pull it out, the studs shimmer with magic, and as you're holding it up, it turns into a dress. Then it turns into a tuxedo. You find a suit of glamored studded leather armor.
I want this.
I'm just gonna show the guys instead of dicking around with it. So you find studded leather armor, glamored studded leather armor. You find a chime of opening. This chime. You can use that to open up. You find a glass bottle that seems to be filled with constantly swirling black smoke. This is an ever-smoking bottle. You find this green gem that you would recognize as a memoriam. This little thing is you can use an action to activate it. When you do, they're either audio or visual. And for the next 8 hours, the gem becomes a magic sensor that records either audible or visual information. The sensor has dark vision within 60 feet, but otherwise records information as if a person were occupying its space. So, for example, if placed within a pocket, it could not record any visual information outside of the pocket, although it could record sufficiently loud noise. Once you use the gem, you can't do so for another 24 hours. And at any time, you can use an action to cause the gem to last 8 hours information is recorded.
That's,
It can be a camera or it can be a recorder.
that is super useful. Oh man.
That's sweet.
Ooh, I wonder what's recorded on it.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long does it hold information?
When you activate it, you see a you see a man, a human
And-
man.
Wait.
Uh,
It says, "King,
uh,
you're my only hope." And then it shows it like putting it into the gem.
the you see a human man, beard, well dressed. Everybody who's from Waterdeep would recognize this man as Daggelt Neverember, previous Open Lord of Waterdeep, sitting at that desk writing. And it's just 8 hours of him like flipping through papers and stuff like that, writing in that book, going through letters, and eventually he gets up and leaves, and then it's just sort of that room. But you can clearly see that this used to be the office of Daggelt Neverember, former Open Lord of Waterdeep. And there is one more item inside the bag. It is called a Spymaster's Quill. As an action, you can pass this quill over an text or illustration equivalent to a single piece of parchment. The image or text is magically related to reproduction. Recording another page with the quill erases the previously stored one. As an action, you can point it at a sheet of parchment and have it reproduce the illustration or text. It can't recreate like the medium, so it can't like recreate charcoal or stuff like that. But it's always in ink.
Whoa.
Reproduction
Neo.
is a perfect quality, but it can't record magical properties. So it can't like copy ritual scrolls or the contents of a wizard or copy powers or rituals from a spell book.
Hmm. That's cool.
That's handy too.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Our ability to do some espionage stuff just increased quite a bit.
It's a copy pasta pen.
When you put it to a sheet of parchment, it starts writing out something about being a native, with like kills or something like that. It doesn't do that. Let's see. So there is.
Oh, I wonder what the last thing was stored in the pen. We should be able to get it to recreate whatever was last stored in it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Where was I? Oh, here it is. When you take it over to a piece of parchment, it's going to recreate page on the book. The pages in it are blank. You set it down, and activate it. It writes out the information.
The book.
So if the text is in italics, it's in one set of handwriting. If it's in normal font, it's in a second set of handwriting, and bold is a third set of handwriting. So 3 different here. I took your advice and added 2 more security measures. Only 2? The vault is already well hidden. Neither the map nor the compass is of any use without the other. 3 layers of security on top of that should suffice. I trust you are smart enough to diversify the defenses. Mechanical, magical, and monstrous. Even if someone does the vault, they'll have no hope of entering it without all 3. Do they suspect anything? No. A flawed, supposedly enlightened system. Those who rarely swing a sword never realize how it's dulled until it's too late. But they have grown weary of your side project. Rumors of their displeasure have reached even my ears. I should hope that you are not letting your personal ambitions cloud your good sense. Hardly, as I am. My work to the north is good sense. But do not worry. They are a paper tiger. I hope you're right, for all our sakes. Our secret, even if someone were to grow curious, clues they find would only send them in circles. You're certain that you have... But of course, I would have to be a fool to hold on to anything that could incriminate us, or a man who would hedge his bets. Skepticism wounds me, old friend. I believe our skepticism is not without at least some merit. You still haven't shown us this study of yours, because there's nothing to show. Really, must we go through this again? What need have I for some sort of clandestine office or whatever, when I can simply modify the official record under Mountain's paperwork?
So obviously the non-italicized, non-bold font is the former Open Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
His handwriting. Do I recognize any of the other handwriting?
You do not.
Josh, did you say the gold was worth 60? I mean, 300?
300, yeah.
All right. Izo divvies out 60 gold to everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
50 gold.
Right, 50. Sorry, 50.
Ooh,
It was in the knapsack.
Cool.
I'm feeling rich.
I know pressure's been a little tight for me too lately.
All right.
I think it's time for us to get some massages at the bathhouse.
Oh, let's blow this shit, yeah.
That's why you nobles never have any money. You don't know how to save.
While the image was playing earlier, that was on the stone, Laz wants to look over the Open Lord's shoulder to see if he can see what he's writing.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. When you activate the stone is, like, it's a static image. Just like it can't interact with the image in any way or anything like that. And the stone itself is situated in a corner to observe the entire room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. No enhance spell.
Enhance. The resolution is the same. It doesn't get better.
Rewind. Forward. Skip.
As you're doing that, though, Laz, you think you might figure out what he was writing. It was probably responses to a whole bunch of these letters that he's got here. You have the stack of papers containing letters in a variety of handwriting styles. Most never remember, former Open Lord Waterdeep. They are as follows: 1, a letter to Amelia Crane, from Amelia Crane, thanking Neverember for his pay to do a large, prestigious project that gave a serious boost to her career. 2, a letter from an employee with Castellanter Financial, and addressed to one Vasily von Holtz, assuring him that his new deposit box is quite safe. 3, a sheet of paper with 6 drawings of a key on it. Each drawing has a different number of dotted lines running through or along it. Pieces could be broken. 4, a letter from New Olam Academy's Department of Visual Art. Thank him for his generosity. It appeared he donated a marble statue to the school. 5, someone named Diggory Whistledown, confirming pickup and drop-off times and locations. 6, a letter from Draven Brightwater, reassuring Neverember of his friendship and political support. He thanks the Open Lord for his gift and promises to cherish it always. A bill and series of letters from a jeweler named Olga Glittergem. She apparently was doing some extremely precise gem cutting for Neverember. There's a diagram of what she was working on, enclosed with everything. It's of several crystal prisms inserted into a stone sphere, and so as to resemble diamonds inside. 8, copies of several passages from other books detailing the life of someone named Oritaskos. You have the impression the guy used to be a spellcaster. And 9, a contract with both Neverember's signature and the paw of what appear to be several rats. According to the contract, the rats are to include trap mosaic until such he or representatives returns.
And none of the rats know about it.
No. Like this, depending on how long ago this was, they probably all died.
Rats only live 2 years.
Yeah.
This is
And when the rats mentioned this, they kept like revering it as like some sort of legend or prophecy.
Yeah.
generations old.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of a religion.
And more importantly, this might be the start of us finding something really important. Seems like he's trying to hide something, and my guess is the key to that something broken into 6 pieces and is hidden in these different little art projects he's commissioned.
That's not a bad
Interesting.
start.
That makes sense.
Not
Hey,
a
Jem,
bad
aren't
start
you
at
friends
all.
with Amelia?
Was that?
Isn't Jem friends with Amelia Crane?
Yeah, no, I made a deal with her to buy something for this building, right, Josh?
Mhm, yeah. Yeah, you commissioned her for a piece.
I commissioned her for a piece. I think I'm going to be naked in it or something. I can't remember the details.
Mm,
Classic.
I can't wait to see
Yeah, me either. But no, I hadn't met her before then. I had heard of her work, but she's quite the up and comer.
that.
Um,
So it sounds like the Castle Financial has this deposit box. The key to that deposit box is broken into these 6 pieces, and we have a little list of people we can check out and try to find those pieces. Whatever he's trying to hide in the deposit box must be very valuable.
Well, I'm sure we wouldn't be allowed to. I mean, I don't know, I guess.
Laz is gonna start going through books.
Books.
And all the books are like documents, right? Basically.
Yeah, they're ledgers and stuff like that. So Laz, if you want to start going through all those things, that's fine. However, it's gonna several like hang on. It's did I add it to the document? I did not. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to have to spend or you're going to need let's see, 5 successful investigation checks in order or 5 successful intel to figure out what's going on with all these books. In order to make each check, you need to spend 8 hours. Grand total of 4 studying these things. Now, multiple people can assist with that and make multiple checks, but once you guys get with these shelves, you can figure out just what exactly these books and this ledger.
Hmm.
Maybe 2 heads are better than 1. Would you mind helping with this?
I can read fast.
Okay.
I'm good
Not
with data.
now. Thanks. He's gonna look at Izo. It's like, I know you're not interested in books.
I can read.
Yeah,
Hey.
you can read.
I didn't say you couldn't read. I just you literally just said, "Oh, it's just a room full of books."
Well, yeah. Or yeah, I don't say I want to read all this shit, but I can read.
I didn't say you couldn't. I just said you didn't want to. So I asked Phoebe.
All right, just so we're clear.
I am aware you can read.
Thank you.
Laz, if you really need help, I suppose I could volunteer to read numbers for the evening.
Jim, you immediately flash back everything your dad tries to make you do, and it's exactly the same thing. You can't escape it.
I feel sick.
That should mean that you're pretty good at it, right? Sort
I'm
of.
getting a little nauseous.
You're
but
becoming your father.
Don't put that evil on him. I've met his father. He's not a pleasant man. Don't put that evil on Jem.
I already tried on the leather armor and turned it into a shiny green suit.
Mm-hmm. You look like a stand user. Or the
Laz
Riddler.
also looks at the leather armor with a little bit of envy, but goes back to the books.
Amazing it fit. It's kind of weird, actually.
Okay. So it sounds like Laz and Vivi want to go through these books. I don't know what the rest of you are going to be up to today.
Anyone mind if I keep hold of this key thingy?
Yeah, that actually sounds really useful.
He actually goes with this, and he latches it back on to Laz, who still has it. Just latches it back onto where it goes with the ledger.
No, I mean
I
the
thought
thing
the
that was in
chime.
the satchel.
Oh wait, no.
Oh,
Not the chime.
oh,
Key thing? Oh, the chime of opening?
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah, the
thingy.
chime. That thing sounds great.
The key chime. Yeah.
That sounds good. I'm interested in this memory gem because I can record some juicy conversations that might be useful.
Laz is gonna
Yeah.
point out, yeah, that could be useful on some of our gray hand stuff, and I can pick locks. So between the two of us, we can get into places.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely willing to get some information from Tanavans to you guys, and if I can record our conversations, that puts us in a good spot.
Yeah.
oh yeah, how was Tanavas last night?
Oh, she was surprisingly pleasant, actually. Gave me this pretty number right here, and I flashed the new gem on my claw.
Ooh.
Wait.
Ooh. Ah.
And speaking of Oz, remember how we saw Daffel Star Song the other day, and he kind of just disappeared on us?
Yeah. What happened? What?
Yeah, so Tanavas actually wants me to check that out, and we maybe get some more Zentarum dirt for you in the process.
Oh, right. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, maybe sometime today or tomorrow, just whenever works. We can go back over by Trouts and see what we can find.
How many days did I have to like give an answer to my family about what we should do?
Do tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably do that sooner rather than later.
Because we find some information that proves that the Zentarum are weaker or stronger than we think, that might help, guide your decision a little.
Yeah. What do you think, King?
Oh, Varbo. Right now, I'm currently in the Xanathar corner right now, but really, it's about what's going to be most useful to us in the long run.
Now, you almost just said that you're in a Xanax corner, and if you need help, just please say something.
Yeah, that shit's whack.
Sorry.
I had a roommate on that shit. Death threats.
Oh, good.
I just don't feel normal without it,
You
can't sleep at
really need to lay off that stuff.
Yeah, just don't do that. Okay?
Les says as he pulls from a flask.
Well, Oz, the way to look at it is, I'm choosing Xanathar right now because they send out a lot of.
I get it.
We got a lot of connections to them, and they have some connections to us now.
Yeah.
But if we can find a way to kind of get this, this Zentarum under us and work for us as well, it might work. Just we gotta stay agile.
I don't feel strongly about any of these
Not gonna
groups.
happen.
That sounds like a bad idea, King.
I mean, it's either get whatever members of them who are swayable into join whatever this becomes, or purge them out of the city.
Who are we purging out of the city?
A Zentarum, potentially, if they don't,
I mean, that'd be pretty
yeah.
hard, I would think. There's a lot of them. They're everywhere.
They take anyone.
I mean, you can't unite the city while the city. What have that word in my head?
Laz is going to look to Oz and he's going to say, the way I see it, you have three options. One.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. One, you side with the Zentarum. They, despite being completely and utterly fractured, seem to be operating under the impression that they're in a position of strength. So I'm not quite sure what resources they have to bring to bear. 2, you can side with the guild, which is held in the city for years now. Or 3, actually, you have 4 options. 3, you can be neutral. I don't think that'll go well for you.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. But yeah, what's the fourth option?
Or pick another side.
Okay,
It's not
well,
like the guild and the Zents are the only games in town.
yeah, they're the ones that are threatening us right now. Really?
They are. Look, the guild is going to put your family on the front line for simply considering to join the Zents. And I have no idea.
He doesn't know Oz. He's just a piece of cop.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Your uncle was on good terms with Red Knuckle. You said so in the past. That means something. The fact that
You've seen what Red Knuckle will do for just owing him money. You imagine what he's going to do for even daring to defy the guild?
What do you mean?
Side against the guild?
Look, Vivi owes Red Knuckle money and she's fine.
Yeah, I have like
For
a
now.
month to get him the money back.
For
Yeah,
now,
it'll be fine.
and
We
then
got that.
if she doesn't,
It'll be
she's gonna be
fine.
put in that ring with that big ass mother son of an ass.
Well, lads,
beaten to a pulp.
if you were in my situation, what would you do?
Be a narc.
Laz is gonna grin a little bit. Maybe. Look. The watch, at least in Lockwood, belongs to the guild. So you're already a part of the Harpers.
Yeah, my family ain't clean enough to be in the Harpers. Look, I appreciate your advice here, Laz, but I'm not sure what I'm just gonna do. But I'm kind of leaning towards them joining these Zentarum folk.
Yeah, because otherwise Red Knuckle will fuck you up.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
Wait,
Xanathar.
no.
Xanathar. That's what I meant to say.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
that's what I meant to say. Sorry.
I read your mind, but I didn't actually hear what you said at all.
Zens, they're all the same. I don't fucking know. You know what? To be honest, with whatever group I'm actually gonna tell my family to join, I'm also gonna tell them to maintain their independence as much as possible because none of these groups are really loyal to us, and we're only as loyal as we can, use them, I guess.
Bad days are coming.
The guild is the only ones that have ever cared about Goblin Town. The Watch never has fucking done anything for us.
Yeah, right. Goblin Town will always be Goblin Town, no matter what these fucks in charge do. And how much do they actually care?
If the guild gave a shit about Goblin Town, why is it still the poor part of town? The guild runs Goblin Town.
The only part of Goblin Town, or the only
Goblin
people who
Town's
care
great.
about Goblin Town are the people in Goblin Town.
Yeah, and half of them belong to the guild.
Yeah, well, half of them don't either. The guild's
Definitely
only as
don't-
loyal. The
they
guild's to the
definitely
guild.
don't belong
Goblins
to
to
the
the
Zeds.
goblins.
Les, I have a question for you, and it's an actual question. It's not me being smarmy for once. Why haven't the Harpers or the City Watch or the Greyhounds? Why haven't any of them taken out the Xanathar? Why isn't the Xanathar able to persist in this town despite all the forces running the town. Not one of them here.
They're pretty big.
That's why I'm siding with them. The fact that they seem to be being beset on all sides, and they still are the strongest force in the city. That's why I've joined up with them because it makes sense. But why have the city guard and the city itself driven them out?
Izo actually laughed.
Back in Maztica, we didn't have gangs and guilds and little factions like that because the first sign of it, my father, the king, our city would just come down on them first sight of it, drive them out. Like, how is it that they were to take root in this city and persist? Why don't they just stamp them out?
That would be war. Absolute horror.
Because they basically
And-
own the city.
Well, a watch commander is also a ward boss, so that tells you something.
Yeah.
Look, there's an uneasy peace right now, but any major move to destabilize any of the criminal organizations in this town would throw that into a spiral of murder and death. And Laz just shrugs.
That might be what it takes to have the city be united for once, instead of having all these factions.
Are you okay with your gnolls getting caught in the crossfire? With
Crossfire.
Everybody raising it now.
You feel better now?
Are you okay with
As a MG, Brian has exerted this entire session. The most excitement. I love it.
fantastic? Are you okay with the Masticans who live in the city getting caught up in that? Are you okay with anyone?
No, of course not. That's why I would make it my, responsibility to try and minimize the damage there as much as possible. Ideally, my plan right now is to worm my way into Xanathar and take it over from within, and then try and get the city in order from there.
King, I don't know if you have enough eyes to take over.
Is that a requirement? I don't quite know the rules of Xanathar. Speaking of, whenever I had a character question real quick. So whenever we listened to Greeley, he mentioned that the Xanathar was an actual singular person. Is that common knowledge, or is that uncommon knowledge? That the Xanathar is actually one dude.
That too.
It is not common knowledge that there is a quote the Xanathar. What he is, nobody knows. The fact that there is a central boss is known. That he's called the Xanathar, I guess actually that would probably be sort of something people could deduce. At the same time, Greeley referred to the Xanathar. He could be speaking about the Xanathar, the boss, Xanathar, the guild. So,
Yeah, okay. Because I wasn't sure it was common knowledge that the Xanathar had a boss, as opposed to just being a coalition of different ward,
yeah, I feel like everybody in the organization knows that there is a boss.
Okay. To make sure that was something that was a revelation today.
Yeah. Let's assume El Pasion rules here. Everyone knows there is a boss, just not the exact structure.
The boss sees all threats and crushes them before they become threats.
Oh, he hasn't crushed me yet.
Most JoJo thing ever.
He hasn't crushed me yet, so let's see if my luck keeps running.
Anyway, there's no. Let's get away from all these dumb books. Let's go get a pint and go do something.
Here.
I am
Yeah,
down
go
for
ahead.
that.
Hey, if we walk over that mosaic thing, are we gonna cause things? Or we have to walk it a certain way? Or what?
No, it's deactivated.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
Yeah.
just a nice floor mosaic.
Yeah, just walk this way, and just
Walk
go,
this
go
way.
Walk
exactly.
this way.
I make like the
Um,
illusion of like one of those inflatable T-Rex suits.
Okay.
I just wanted to try this. How do I look?
So, you obviously look ridiculous. So it sounds like Vivi and Laz and Jim might be going through papers today. Sounds like King and Oz might be going to Dock Ward to look for that that safe. Don't know what Izo's up to.
Wait, Laz, don't we have to go meet with the Black Staff? Laz.
As
You lose Laz?
no, either way.
All right, Laz is dead. I'm gonna go tend bar.
Well, either way,
Alright, fuck.
it's either Black Staff or books or some sort of combination of the two. But yeah, one last thing, because before I forget, the desk itself is actually magical. Now, go ahead and show that now.
Ooh.
Friend, it requires attunement to a lair to your. This desk creates a protective ward around it. A room with secret's friend in it is hidden from magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors
Ooh.
while you're in the desk is in.
Hey,
Ooh, we have
we-
a magic safe house.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys, I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Izo was just asking if you guys were planning on going to the Black Staff today, if you needed to do that today.
Yes, that is part of the plan. I was going to ask you. So what time is it when we kind of like get everything figured out in the study?
But let's assume it's like 10 in the morning.
10 in the morning. So 8 hours would take us to 6 p.m. That's we would get to the Black Staff at what 8?
Probably like 7. I mean, you could go to the Black Staff first
That
and
sounds
then
like,
do
that sounds
the
like dinner time.
max. We'd have to go max.
Well, I'd love that bib.
Yeah, baby shark.
Either way. Well,
Dolphin bib.
either way, it doesn't really matter because we're not covering it tonight. It's 11:50. We need to fucking wrap this up. I'm just trying to confirm what people are theoretically planning on doing here. Sounds like Black Staff, maybe books and stuff like that, and all that shit. Maybe safe house.
I also want to book a new fight.
Book a new fight. Okay, so got that.
I want to
Possible
eventually
Dock
go to
Ward.
my uncle and tell him what's going on.
Take along with you there if you want to go to the Davil Starsong Trout's bait shop before or after maybe.
Yeah. We gotta go figure some stuff out, and then after that, I want to head over. Tell him what's
Okay,
going
and
on.
then talk to your uncle. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've got an idea of what we're going to be doing next time. It'll probably change between now and then, but we'll see. You guys are crazy like that. But otherwise, we'll wrap there with you guys heading back upstairs. And there we go. That's the session, guys.
Alright.
We did
Thank
it.
you, thank you.
Good
Awesome.
stuff.
You did it. You found the office, and I'll reveal this: the main plot.
Ooh.
Ah.
Ooh, main plot.
We did it, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
now to spend the next 6 months on side quests before we come
Yeah.
back to it.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, DM. You don't tell us what the main plot is.
This is true. This is true.
I'm just kidding.
Now we
This is
purposely
small
avoid it.
Ever
We
since
certainly have not.
This is the Oblivion quest. Now it's time to go do Thieves Guild,
Yep.
Mages
Yeah.
Guild,
Knights
Exactly.
of the Nine.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna brick over
Dark
the
Brotherhood.
hatch. just gonna brick over the hatch that comes down to this basement. Well, done with that.
Ever since we found out that Izo is terrified of anything outside of the city walls, I've wanted to find a reason to have us all go to Mystique and drag him along.
Well, there are dragons out there. We're all just gonna get eaten by
that would be
dragons
one
with
hell of
no
a
griffin
deviation
luck.
from the plan.
I figured.
Question, Jolly. Sorry. What day did we tell the carriage guy to be ready for us to check outside the city for?
Let's see, that would be worth. Although in theory, you could go just like strong arm that guy any given day. So
Okay. I will tell Jim that we found a lead and that's what we're doing and when we're doing it. So,
Wonderful. Well, I'm here to help.
was a cool from that.
So I'll just give you guys a heads up. Over the next few in-game days, I'm trying to just get to a couple of small things and just kind of sort of montage through several days. We'll see how successful that is. But that is my intention.
Mhm.
If you have detailed stuff, try and do, let me know, and we can try and work that. We will try and either work that in, or we can find a way to make that sort of expedite that process. But otherwise, I'm planning on the next good chunk of the week is theoretically supposed to go by
Montage.
much faster. Yeah, montage. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Montage.
Yeah, I'm done with that. One small question on that front. How many days between now and I guess how many days from now would Tanavas start to get impatient about me getting results of the Trout's Star Song thing?
Probably a week, a 10-day. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have to hustle on that. So
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you doing that is a lot faster, clearly, than eating guys to crabs. So,
Cool. So we could potentially we could spread out that whole thing rather than just really go into a food storeroom. What? Why did Google Home Assist activate? Jesus Christ!
Google Home's going to show you where Trout
Storeroom
is.
sounds like Google. Maybe.
Alexa, where's the Zentarum safe house?
It's just sort of telling me, facts about Avengers characters. I don't know what I told it. But yeah, that was my question.
Get back to the map of Waterdeep. It's not raining anymore. Get out of here.
Is it sunny?
Yay! No more rain.
We got some shit done.
Is it sunny in Waterdeep right now?
It's always
sunny.
It's always sunny in Waterdeep.
It's
For
always
last
sunny in
night.
Waterdeep.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
I still feel like that is a
No.
suitable alternate name for this campaign.
It's always
I
sunny in
started
Waterdeep.
blasting.
No, it's always
Yes.
sunny in Waterdeep.
That is also a good alternate.
Crossfire.
Either one works.
Crossfire!
You can count up in the
Crossfire.
So we're just gonna determine which is the strongest faction in the city and have them take everything over. And watch it be the peasants' revolution.
Dunna.
Yeah, we gotta hit up
Field Ward.
Magnifique.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's true. We do more Magnifique in our
Oh
lives.
dear, how do I?
Really, King just needs to shed all of his pretenses of, being nobility and rename himself the Revolution.
Yeah, I think so.
True.
the symbol is a clawed fist in the air.
Yeah, that's
10,000 fists in me.
I approve.
Goblin Town.
Doblin.
Domblin.
Damn it! How am I gonna make it stop raining? This is a problem.
Now
I
it's
set
never
the rain-
sunny
I
in
s-
Waterdeep.
I set the rain to the map layer. Now, if I try to delete it, I have to move. I gotta make sure I don't delete the actual fucking map.
You set fire to the rain.
You gotta like move the map to GM layer or something.
Gotta watch
Yeah,
it burn.
I think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Rain falling on my fingertips. Do, 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 do.
Deleting the map. What's happening?
Oh my god, the map
Shit,
is
no.
gone.
God damn it!
I'd actually gone on the whole thing. I think they're just messing with. Oh god, it is! I just can't over this giant white square.
Why did you delete the map?
I didn't delete it. I had to. I'm trying to make the rain stop. In order to do that, I have to.
We just see like
move
the floor disappear, just like black abyss under us.
Yeah.
The texture didn't load! There's no
World-
collision!
World's
Waterdeep
resetting.
is-
No, it's the end of Big O.
It's disappearing. Thank
Oh god.
thank God I can still find the Sword Maiden.
It makes me deeply sad that that's still not streaming anywhere.
Big
It is. The second season is not, but the first season is on VRV.
What's that?
Crunchyroll. Big O. One of my favorite anime.
Watch it burn. It is so good.
It really is.
Wait, did I have it on Token Layer? Oh my god, did I?
Yeah.
You
We did it.
You did all of this.
I was stupid. It was on Token Layer the entire time. It wasn't on Map Layer.
Now I've destroyed the map.
Now you get your world back. Here you go, guys.
That's just a little pod.
I imagine like when you load into like Minecraft and parts of like the blocks aren't loaded in yet, and you see like the whole like sides of the floor kind of revealed,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Terraria style. That just happened.
Okay, fantastic.
Well, rain's gone.
It's gonna be
Max
muggy
needs
as
to
shit
sleep.
now.
Saw them properly. Well, I guess I just assume I bathed at our bar.
I probably made the tub bigger and added like jacuzzi features.
That's amazing.
That's really why Laz fell asleep. It was the jacuzzi features.
That does remind me. Do you guys want to? You guys were talking about investing some of that treasure you had in the
Oh
bar.
yes.
Okay. King's Palace. So I'm assuming reproductions and the wine.
Well, since we want to try and flip the reproductions, is anyone gonna notice that they were stolen and come at us?
Well, we can still flip them and put that money towards the bar.
I thought we were talking about just actually
Yeah.
hanging pictures up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can do whatever you like. It's story-wise, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to donate their gold value towards improving the bar, we could. I'll just add that to the sheet. But story-wise, you guys can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I'm down with
The
that.
point is that the resource goes to the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Good
would
idea.
like to get money to pay back Red Knuckle, but you know that's just gonna happen.
What's the debt again on that?
Let's see. How much do I have left? As to how much I have right now. I just calculated. Where'd it go?
It's okay. You have like a month of time to
Oh, yeah.
pay it back, right?
A month of time to get
So that's like-
5,663 more gold.
Dude, that's
She
like
has 20,
that's
she
like
has 20 she
that's
has
like 5
23
years
days.
from now. That's 5 years from now. We're fine.
To get 5,663 gold.
Yeah.
You think 5 years from now we won't have that much gold? Come on. We'll own this, say you,
What will be easier?
Spider-Man.
What will be easier, gathering up that much money, or knocking off Red Knuckle and having Izo take his place?
No, thank you.
You could own the ring.
Yeah.
No, I like Red Knuckle. I'd rather work with Red
Yeah.
Knuckle.
I like Red Knuckle.
I don't.
Red Knuckle?
Laz shakes his head.
Red Knuckle's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's great.
Say that until he wants to break
Say
Vivi's
that.
leg.
Yeah, say that in a month when he's got you in the ring.
I mean, they're not
I
saying
mean,
he's a good guy. Or they're
that's
not
my
saying
own
he's like the
fault.
best guy.
I hope to get in the ring sooner than a month.
Wasn't talking to you.
There's also the thing. I mean, is he willing? His legs, yes. Is he going to enjoy breaking Vivi's legs? No. He actively does not want that to happen. He's even covering for her to some extent. So.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Also, like Charlie and I were saying, he's got tiny feet.
Look at his little tiny feet. That's why he's got that cane.
Tiny feet.
Very, very tiny feet. Must be a lovely dancer.
I
You can dance.
bet he is. I bet he is.
That reminds me. How do you guys like Sean Connery as a Lazarus's dad?
Yes.
Pretty
I
great.
loved
Oh
it.
my
That
god.
was fantastic.
Pretty good.
That was really good.
Yes, that was fantastic.
I approve.
Sounds like you're signing off, Eric.
Yep. I'm gonna go to bed, but that was a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Good night, guys.
All right, Eric.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off as well.
Pop
Okay.
it off.
Catch y'all next time.
Night, Cal.
See you,
Hi,
Kyle.
Kyle.
I shall put the little man to bed. And go
Do
to
it.
bed.
Put him down.
But not like that.
To bed.
I like that.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Night.